Does your mom know you're watching this show? Welcome everyone to the Friday night BS show. We are back. Took a little break last week. I got super drunk and ate lots of pasta and pizzas. You have issues like when you're at a party and the host tells you, "Hey John, don't worry." Or let's not say just me, but hey, don't forget I have extra room. So it's just like it's a heads up knowing that you're not going to be able to drive home. You ever have that, like, where you're at a party and they just know, like, you're not gonna be you're the one. You're the person that's not gonna make it home tonight.
No, I'm
It's
never that
usually me.
person, but
Yeah, Joe's like, "Don't forget I got 2 extra rooms." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm alright, I'm alright."
I haven't been that person for a while.
Yeah, well, you guys, I mean, it's different, like, you're young enough, I remember, like, high school parties. I mean, you didn't have to, you just wherever you fucking crashed,
That's
you
just where you
crashed.
fell.
Yeah. You just like you hoped by the end of the night you actually either got a bed or a couch and you didn't end up in a bathtub or a floor. That's pretty much it when you're in high school. When you're an adult, you're like, I want a bed. I want a fucking
I want to
bed.
go home.
Yeah, I
I
want to
I,
go home.
I don't like not sleeping in my own bed.
Yeah. I just don't like waking up and then kind of like that, that remember those days where you just kind of woke up and you're looking around like, where the
Where
fuck?
am
Yeah, like I don't remember ending here.
I?
Whose house is this?
This isn't where I ended.
Hey Lisa, yeah, or in I've had friends that have woken up in their cars in the driveways of the house they were partying because they just they were smart, they didn't want to drive home, but they slept all night in the car, in the back
Oh
seat.
yeah, I've
I
definitely done that.
uh so hey, Deana, how's your week going?
It's been swell.
It's been swell. You guys have gotten hit with some cold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. It's
It's
terrible. I hate it.
God, Mike,
Hmm.
you're like me. I mean, when's the last time you had a Christmas with snow in the morning? Like a kid, like you woke up and you open the windows Christmas Day and there's fucking snow on the ground.
Probably since I was like 6 and we were on vacation for Christmas.
Yeah, shit. I have to go all the way back to
I've lived
South
in
Philly.
California. Well, you lived in the snow. I lived in California my whole life.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I always kid with the kids. I'm like, one of these years we're gonna rent a cabin, and I want to wake up Christmas Day and see snow on the ground. And I know my luck. I'll rent a cabin and it won't snow here. It'll just be I'll get up, it'll be 75 fucking degrees outside.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, if you rent a cabin in the right place, I mean, it'll
Yeah.
definitely be. I mean, go rent a cabin in Tahoe. It'll be
Yeah.
expensive, but
Tahoe.
there'll be snow.
Yeah. Yeah. I
In
mean, shit.
Wisconsin, we got plenty.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
guys. I
shit!
saw pictures. Tom Watts, yeah, Tom Harding posted some pictures. And I was like, all I wrote in the caption is, "You need to move. You
Yeah.
need to move." Dude. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
I just don't get how you guys do it. I
I
couldn't
don't.
have to shovel in snow and worrying
Oh,
about the ice on the road and stuff. I just,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
a few years back, when I went to Buffalo to visit family and was at my aunt's house, and it was a beautiful fucking day. And like I was in there for like 2 hours. I opened the door to leave, and there was an inch of snow on the ground. And I'm like, I'm a California guy, and I didn't realize how difficult it was to drive in fucking snow again for the first time in a long time, and I came to the light turned red, I went to hit the brakes, and I just slid into the intersection. Everybody's
Yep.
all, "Vroom, vroom." I was like, "Hey, fuck you guys, I'm a California guy." It's hard
Yeah,
you got New York plates, you know?
Mhm.
Oh, so Mike, how's your week going, buddy?
it's been good. Just
Good?
another week, normal week at work. So
Yeah, yeah, and we all right, I know Dina's gonna laugh at us, but we've gotten pretty cold weather here this
yeah,
last
we for us it's been cold.
see? Hey,
For us, we've had a little cold front come through for the last month or so. So
yeah, it 38
yeah.
degrees this morning, I think it
Oh,
was.
that is cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was there was frost on the ground. Like the way my grass was frosted over. I was like, okay, it's cold.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, we're
So
not to the point where we have to plug our you have never plugged you have the plug in the front of your truck, right, Mike? That heats the
I'm sure I have it, but I
it's
don't
there.
need
It should be there. Yeah.
yeah, but
It
I don't. I mean, we don't ever get that cold.
No, no, you don't, I just like to plug it in. This is a diesel thing, but I used to like plugging it in just so when I got up in the morning and to go or when I came home, remember I used to come home at 4 in the morning. I like the fact that everything was warm when I turned the truck on. So my truck
Oh
was
well,
warm.
I have electric. I have electric start, so
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
love
can
to get
I can start.
Jennifer is
Got
on
the hair
location.
all poofy.
Yeah, she's out
Got
on,
that
Oh no,
got that volume going on.
this is my hair.
yeah, that's her
I
hair.
know. I'm just saying. It's just it looks full. It looks
It's
very volumey.
Yeah. I was mad at
this is
her, like,
pros.
how long ago I was mad at her. She shaved her head. I was like, "What the fuck are you
Is it
doing, Jennifer?"
is your head
I
is your
was so
hair
mad
red
at her.
or are you just light brown?
Sorry?
Oh. It said, is your hair is it red, like a tint of red?
Oh no, this this is it's red right now. My
Okay,
natural
that's
hair
what
color is like dark brown. It's almost
Oh, okay.
black,
I was gonna say
but this is
it's
red.
hard to tell with the light, but it looks a little red.
Yeah. Jennifer, how's your week? And Jennifer's out on she's doing a show out on location tonight.
Where?
I'm in West Hollywood.
Really?
Oh,
I was gonna say this does
I
not
just
look
drove
like
through
your normal
Beverly
spot.
Hills.
yeah. In West Hollywood, that's where
No,
you keep
I
your
just drove
hands in.
through.
You put your wallet in your front pocket.
No, actually, this area is very nice. It's
Yeah.
right. Beverly Hills is right there. I could walk up Beverly Hills. I just fucking passed Louis Vuitton, like all the shit. Their Christmas stuff is on point.
Yeah, yeah. You just the wallet's not on point with the shopping in there.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going in there to drop 1,500 on a pair of shoes. I'm
No, that's
good. I'm
okay.
good.
Yeah.
That
It's a different type of lifestyle over there.
I think I just read the other day. I think that guy that runs that place or runs all those high end lines, it took over the top spot and is the richest man in the world.
Yeah, I see. Is that who he was?
I think he owns.
Is
Yeah,
that
he's
who
part.
he is?
Yeah, part owner of some
Of
major conglomerates of fashion design.
fashion design? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not surprising.
I'm gonna design some new shoes.
Whatever. That's
So, I don't,
he's the
he's got
CEO
easy.
of LVMH. I don't know what that is,
Yeah,
but
it's just a big I can't say the word. I'm not even gonna fucking try.
conglomerate.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
They own everything,
God
and it's
damn it.
funny. It's funny. Like there's like this joke that goes around that like the ultra rich don't buy these brands. It's us. It's like we go and spend like 30% of our
Come on.
check on these items, and the ultra rich don't go. You know,
Yeah,
don't.
it's Louis. Yeah,
Where's my hot
he's
spot?
the co-founder and the chairman and chief executive, and yeah, it's LVMH, but it says Monet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. They got all the money.
Hold on.
They got all. They need
well,
to
that's because everybody keeps spending all their money on their
That's it.
shit,
That's
which
it.
is crazy to me. I'm like, it's all just for names. It's so wild to me how much money we spend on, not me, I guess, but other people spend on just names and stuff. I'm like, there's other brands and purses
Wow,
and
you pissed her
clothes
off
that look
already, Mike.
just.
She left.
She doesn't do that.
I'm just kidding. Well,
But
yeah,
that, they spend all this money. I'm like, you could go find a purse that looks the same as that. It just doesn't have a name, and it'll cost you like $100.
yeah, but it's something about I'm sure I don't know if Deana's out, but there's
Names.
something about that bag. It's just
Well,
that
it's
Yeah.
people
you're
will
not
say
into
it's quality, but you can find good quality that doesn't cost that much. It's just about It's all about status. Everything's about
status.
they want you to see them carrying that bag, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
But I get it. I mean, we're somewhat that way with certain things ourselves as guys. I mean, it's not just women. I mean, we have certain things that we will go out of our way to spend that extra few dollars on, or actually extra hundreds of dollars on,
Yeah, but none
just
of
to
it's ever
have.
like fashion or anything like that. It's never
Eh,
stuff to like go out and be like, oh, this, like so people see you with that top named thing.
you never went out to go buy that special pair of Wranglers?
Oh yeah,
See,
that costs $75 like every other pair. I mean,
what a
no,
signature series from Walmart.
no. I mean, the most I've ever spent on a pair of shoes is like a couple, like maybe like $180 or two, or my boots probably. I've spent like
Boots.
200,
See, there I was
$200,
gonna go on the boots.
$250 on a pair of boots, but that's nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on shoes. So like that's not even, a couple $100 is nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say boots with you. But
Boots
yeah,
is the most expensive thing I've ever bought as far as shoes wise. But you
we
see,
could
even my
do
work boots cost 250
yeah, the
bucks.
work we could do a whole show on just how women and men spend money differently. That'd be a great fucking show.
That would be very interesting.
Well, I
Very-
mean, it's just women are I mean, I forget like what's the way to put it, but they control like I don't know what the word is for it, but just like spending, like, and what's bought and
yeah, but I
commerce.
think a lot of
They're
that
they're
probably has
they're
to
they're
do
the
with
pushers
their
of commerce, pretty much.
yeah. I think maybe too a lot of that has to do with a lot of them are the ones that are actually going. I don't want to sound like a chauvinist pig, but they're the ones that are actually going out and shopping and doing the shopping for the
Yeah,
household.
well, for the
Yeah,
household, and not just
yeah,
for themselves, but for their
yeah,
husbands and boyfriends and stuff. So yeah, I mean, but
yeah.
you know,
It's yeah. I mean, when they go out to buy stuff. And we go out, we're trying to do that quick, like the grocery store, Mike. You know where everything is. You basically buy the same things all the time.
oh yeah,
You
all
don't
the time.
take a few minutes to read a label or
No,
to know what's inside it, or you don't go, maybe I'll try this. You're like me. I go in, I'm focused, man.
I
Okay,
know
this is
what aisles I
fucking
need to go
game.
down. Yeah, I know
It's
exactly
game
where
time,
everything
baby.
is. Like it's just,
Grab that
but
cart. I know which way to turn, where to start at Walmart, where I need to go, and I'm out. I'm out in like 15, 20 minutes if I'm lucky. Again, don't want to be a chauvinist pig. They're shopping and they're trying to
well,
find
it's just,
different things, trying to put
it's just
different
how
meals
women are.
together.
I always told my sisters, it just because it's on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it.
Oh, that's a good, yeah, yeah. Or I
Heard
like
it's a really good deal though.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
on sale. No, it's not. They just up the price and then put it on sale. Like you're paying the original price.
yeah. Or I like the one where I used to say to Katrina, just because Costco has a fucking gallon of nacho chili sauce doesn't mean we need to have 1 gallon of nacho chili sauce at the house.
Yeah, that's why I don't shop at Costco. I mean, there's no way I would waste so much money. I waste money already because I don't eat things quick enough and it goes bad. But Costco, I could never shop at Costco. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, for like maybe toilet paper and paper towels and like
right. Yep,
water,
yep.
but other than that, like I don't
I
need
could see
a
you guys
bulk of
having
anything.
everything in gallons.
Like what the hell? Like
Fucking chili
whoever
sauce
came
with
up with that Costco idea is a genius, though.
oh, it is. It is.
Because
I
people
mean,
go in there and spend $500, $1,000, like it's nothing, and I'm like $1,000, like
yeah.
A
Oh,
lot of
Hot
people
yeah.
do
cookie.
that too.
Two to $300 a
It's a
week.
pot cookie.
It was us just at Costco. That's not including Walmart and where other
Yeah,
places
we're
that we
no,
shop. But
yeah.
there was the things we went into. There's the things that we went to Costco for certain things.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
Wait,
never
hold on.
stepped foot in
Hold on.
there.
yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, we could probably do a whole show on that. It'd be great. I think it would be great. Just the different spending habits of men and women, and just how they go about
Yeah,
the budget.
I would say the thing for the most part, or for a large part of things, is women spend smaller amounts more frequently. Men spend larger amounts. Like they spend less amount of times, but when we spend money, it's usually something bigger
It's a
and
bigger
it
item.
costs more. It's a bigger item that costs
Yeah,
more money. I was just
yeah,
talking with my sister and her husband about this, and like she is the one that does all this buying and shopping and stuff, but she spends more in general, just even on herself, will spend more money like more times, but just smaller amounts. And whereas when he gets something, the one time he does, it'll cost
Yeah.
$500 or
Yeah,
something.
we're the ones that are
Did
going
you put
out
yourself
and
some?
spending $800-900 on a fucking TV. You know, it's the difference.
Or just
Yeah,
whatever.
Do I
If you're
need?
a
yeah,
hunter, or if you're a
yeah,
car guy, or
yeah,
whatever your hobby is as a
yeah,
guy, a tool or something.
Thank you.
yeah.
But
Yeah, you guys
Yes.
ready to talk about how to approach an office romance? And before we get started, has
don't do
anyone
it.
had? Don't do it.
Do-
I'm sure we've all been, one of us has had an office relationship. Anyone?
A
Raise their
work
hands. A
relationship.
work
Work
relationship.
relationship. All
Yeah.
I want to know is if I
I,
light this fucker up, are we gonna get in trouble?
I don't know. Ask John that.
If we're gonna what?
If she smokes,
Oh no, not at all. No, fuck
Nobody
no.
gives a
I'm
shit.
I
That's
very,
the
don't
thing.
I'm
know.
very, yeah.
I'm like, I'm asking
Pass the
because
duchy to
I'm
the left-hand side.
okay. Here,
I don't know the
please.
rules, so I
No
don't.
way.
I mean, I
Yeah,
know it's I mean, it's definitely legal here,
yeah,
but
It's
yeah.
not here.
yeah,
Yeah,
not there.
yeah.
No,
Not
No,
yet.
you can,
It's
because
because you said you're in
tobacco. No,
Wisconsin,
no.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, the cops show that I watched,
yeah,
one of the places they follow is a town in Wisconsin, and it's always funny to me because like other cities, like they have multiple stations all over the United States that they follow, and some of them like they'll find weed and they'll just be like whatever, we don't care, they just take it and let the person go. But
yeah.
in Wisconsin, it's like nah, you go into jail,
You're going to
Yeah,
jail, bitch.
and it'll
it's
be
like a
somebody that'll
felony. They
have a
look at it like a
smaller
crime.
amount. It's so crazy to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Like
by the way,
What's up?
I need to remind everyone that this
This
show
show
is rated
is rated
R.
R.
It's intended for mature audiences only. Also need to add that we are not licensed psychiatrists,
No.
therapists, or doctors. Our knowledge of these topics are from our life experiences only. Also, any stats shown or talked about on this show come from websites or Google. So if you get upset, blame Google. Shameless plug the website. We'll do that later. Let's get into this. So Deana, have you had a work related relationship, and
Yes.
how did it end?
and
Poorly.
a work entanglement.
It ended poorly. We both got fired and then we broke up.
Oh, you
Oh,
both got
damn!
fired.
This one's
We
gonna
got
be
fired for
good.
like, it's not what you think though. He got
Yeah.
into a fight with his boss, like a physical altercation, and I just kind of got looped into
You
that
got-
because we were dating, and they're like, "You guys can both go."
Oh,
Yeah, I was in
did
the
he
office. We
loop
weren't
you
even
in,
the
or
same
did you loop
department.
yourself in?
No, wasn't even in the same part of the building as he was. He got in it. We were temps, so
yeah.
they're
Man,
like,
you
"You're just
probably,
fine."
if you weren't involved in it, you probably could have sued.
Probably.
Temp agency stuff. I'm not even about.
Yeah, it was a temp.
No.
No, yeah,
So,
that's
so you probably didn't get the opportunity to sign one of those. What do they call it? The inter office relationship form that you have to sign. So
Oh, the
she's
employee
all
handbook.
fuck
Yeah.
this temp job. I'm just gonna go back to the agency and get another one.
Yep.
Deana, as she's going, we had sex on your desk, your desk, your desk.
I don't know if you want to be saying all
about
that.
something.
Oh, no,
So how long did it last after you guys got fired?
6 months, maybe.
Oh, that's decent.
That's still,
Wow.
that's a relationship. That's a relation. Yeah, I
No,
know.
it was a good one.
I mean, did it happen? Did the relationship start because you were working together, or was it prior to start there?
No, we met on a smoke break
Oh,
outside, and we were showing each other Facebook pictures. And
Ooh,
then
you're a
just
smoker.
started
I'm a smoker. We
Yeah.
can come out here. We can
Yeah,
come out on
it's
breaks
fun.
together.
Smoke
What?
Smoking will not just kill you from cancer; it will ruin your relationships as
And
well.
make you
It'll-
get fired.
It'll break your heart and you'll get fired. Nah.
Don't smoke, kids.
Everybody that didn't smoke at work always hated the smokers because the smokers got more breaks than the people that didn't.
Nah.
Because
Nope.
so it was always like, oh, yeah, especially if a boss smoked, it was always like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna come get you one with you.
Well, yeah, too. The thing with the boss part is that I ran into when I worked, it was the fact that some people thought that I got a little bit more privilege at work because I was out there with him smoking. So like I got a
Yeah.
little bit more benefits because I was his smoke buddy, we were
Mhm.
smoke buddies. So yeah, a lot of people thought
Kiss
would go
ass.
that far. They would go that far. I always thought it was
Yeah.
stupid. What, I get 15 more minutes with the
Kiss
boss? Big fucking deal.
kiss your way to the top. I always got that. Everybody hated me because I was good with the bosses. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's why I make more than you. That's why I got a promotion and you didn't. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, yes, I'm cool with the bosses. I never cared.
It's so
Oh, that was my my dad's thing with us boys. We were always told, work is work and your boss is your boss, and anyone that you work with, you shouldn't be associating with after work hours because you may someday do something you regret and it's just going to affect your work. So I always was that type of person. I didn't give a shit about the Christmas parties. I didn't care if we hung out at the bars or after work. Everybody's like, hey, we're going to go get a drink tonight after work. Are you in, John? I'm like, no, I'm going home. I was just like that. That's how I was. Jennifer, have you
John.
had a not I don't want to say sexual relation, a relation,
An entanglement.
entanglement.
An
What is it?
entanglement. Oh yeah.
said.
A few times.
Have you got twisted?
What are you smoking? It's called weed.
What? It's weed.
But no, yes, I have had an in-office relationship.
Ooh.
And apparently it didn't work out because my ass
Well,
is single.
obviously we know it didn't work out. I mean, was this relationship again? Did something start because you guys worked together, or
Yes.
this was prior? Okay, so
Yes.
and did it end because of work, or was
No,
it?
it ended because he was a pussy.
Oh, oh,
And how did it work after the fact? Like, what was work like after you guys broke
Yeah.
up? Or stopped?
I went to a
Whatever.
whole new department, so I didn't have to see him at all.
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, that's the thing that comes up is the fact that
It was
Deana,
a
of
very
course,
large company.
yeah, they got fired, but a lot of times those relationships, they end, and yet you're 10 feet apart from each other. You have to see this person every day. You got to punch in with them, you got to punch out with them, you got to eat lunch with these people. It could be stressful for someone. Who do you think it would be more stressful for, the guy or the gal, Mike?
Whoever cares more.
Exactly.
Cares more?
It's whoever was more attached
Who was
or
the sensitive
Whoever
fucker in
didn't want the relationship to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the person that got broke up with.
That's just life. That's just in general. It's always worse for whoever didn't want it to end.
Nice hat,
So-
Pops. Yes, I know you like that.
Because the
hat.
person that wanted it to end, because it's always that way. It's just like the person that wanted, usually, what's up, chef? Whenever somebody doesn't want it to end, they're the one that cares, but the other person, once they end it, they're done. Like, most people don't end a relationship until it's like way past the time. They've already been checked out for a month or two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's gotta suck though. I mean, they're there, especially if you're
seeing
in an
that, come on,
office
imagine
environment.
seeing that person every day. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
That's
God,
why
it does suck. It's awkward.
like what the hell? Like, you can't
It's
just
very awkward.
like, normal life is you break up with somebody and you guys don't see each other and talk anymore. But now
I
you have to
know.
go to your job where you spend 8 hours a day around that person. Like, are you trying to give yourself a mental breakdown? Like,
Yeah. Adele, is that for me? I hope.
that's for me.
That's
But
That's my mom.
that's her mom.
oh,
My
sorry,
mom too.
sorry, mom. Sorry, mom.
My mom.
Yeah, I mean, and then you're just,
That's the woman
especially
who squeezed me out of her vagina.
she's talking to me.
You made a beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
you see her, not her or him every day, and it's just like, especially if the relationship, that's even worse. If it was a bad breakup. Now it's even, it's more intensified. If it's both of you coming to an agreement where it's just like, you know what, we're done. I think this isn't going anywhere. No big deal.
Yeah, it
But
is. It's going
Yeah, but
by.
Mike's right, because there's always going to be one person that, yeah, sure, feels that way, but still has that hope that, maybe this will
Oh,
work
yeah.
out. And then, of course, that other person may start seeing someone else there at work. And now we're talking, dude,
Awkward.
the circle
someone's
of
gonna
work,
someone's gonna
work
light the job on
relationships,
fire.
yeah, it can get bad. It says
We know
lots,
that.
yeah.
No, Mike, no.
It says lots of people meet their partners at work, and yet dating someone in the office is often frowned upon. Some companies have even explicit policies against it. So what the experts say, this is what the expert says. There are perfectly good reasons why coworkers fall for one another, says Art Markman, a professor of philosophy and marketing at the University of Texas at Austin.
Yay.
You spend a tremendous amount of time at work, and if you put people in close proximity working together, having open verbal conversations, there's a good chance that they're going to be romantically involved. He says researchers show that we also tend to fall for people who have similar to ourselves, says Amy Nicole Baker. Bitch has to have 3 names. Associated professor of philosophy at the University of New Haven.
You don't have 3 names, motherfucker.
They're more familiar with the persons, are more likely.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I mean that that doesn't take. I don't need to be a fucking college professor to realize that the more time you spend with somebody, the more likely you're going to fall for that
Like,
person.
you're gonna like them.
Yeah, even
There'll be
to the point
somebody
where
that
you
you like.
I mean, even to the point where I've even noticed in the past, even if that one person wasn't really that interested in that person or found that person attractive, it was just the fact that you had so many things in common, and you just, with it being work, and you see these people every day for sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day, there's a good chance that, maybe it happens.
Oh yeah, with people at work, like when you spend so much time, like maybe you don't find them attractive right away, but like over time, like you become work friends or whatever. Usually you spend time with people, so you're either gonna not like people or you're gonna like people. And
Correct.
if they're one of the people you like, there's a chance that over time, like you're gonna become good friends, and you guys have a lot in common or just whatever because you're friends now. And friends is just one step away. I mean, literally, people you date are somebody that you get along with really well usually. So
This is true.
friends is just one position removed from dating.
It's just you're basically one office party away from having sex in the fucking copy room.
One office Christmas party.
No,
Exactly.
you have to be discreet.
And especially when people are young. Like when people are young, it's wild. Like when I got my first job at Rayleigh's, I made it a point to not date anyone. Like I made it a point to not date anyone.
Yeah.
Just because everybody was dating somebody. And it was just like I was like, no. I mean, I flirted with everybody.
Yeah.
And I would make jokes and stuff like that were definitely out of bounds. Like I'd for sure get fired in 2022 for some of the shit I used to say. But
those days are gone.
Those days are gone. You can't be making jokes about having sex up in the break room. Like
you can't. You just have to be careful.
Oh, I didn't even care. Like even if they had outside of work boyfriends and stuff, I'm like, you're at work. I'm never gonna see this fool. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
like, if they're having trouble at home.
Why did you think you're naughty, John?
I think it's the office party. The office party thing. Hey man, if you're naive not to think that fucking people are having sex during office parties, well, you need to.
Yeah. Well,
why do you think they hold them in places that are hotels?
Yeah, that's the other problem.
Yeah, they hold it somewhere else besides work because they don't want it to happen at work.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I think is people are even the people that are in relationships outside of work, like when you're fighting or something with your significant other and then you go to work, you tell you're friends with someone at work, you tell them, and then they become the consoler, and it's like, oh, this person, like you're not going to really fight with people you're friends with at work. Like it's all just good times. You don't live with them, you just spend work time with them, and that's it. So you feel like maybe they get you more, or they're nicer to you, or when you're having a bad day because you're fighting with your significant other, they're always cheering you up or whatever. Like they're always the good person. It's never the bad person. So
Until you start dating.
yeah, until you start dating, and then you realize they're just like every asshole outside of work.
How can I fuck up this relationship?
Yeah.
How
So
could I make them hate me forever?
oh yeah,
Well,
I used
whatever. Even you think about it, you do run it. If this does happen, you put a lot of strain on the relationship you had at home. So, and let's not be stupid, because I've seen people that knew that they were cheating on them with somebody at work, and then taking that person to the office, like at a party, and
that's wild.
picking up on it instantly. Because I mean, even a man or a woman, you're gonna pick up on that. You're gonna see the touchy feely, the laughing, the joking together, the hugging, the holding, being as close to that person as possible during the party. So you kind of pick up on that vibe. So I can understand why companies they frown upon it, because there's a possibility you're going to break up and you're going to end up doing something stupid and you're going to hurt the company. And I can understand why they would want you to sign something, but I always found it like funny. Like, I have to sign this piece of paper and that says I'm in an inner office relationship. And that's basically all it does, is protects the company. So,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
it
yeah,
does.
yeah. I mean, I know they have a certain one that, like, if you were to start dating someone like in management, now that becomes a whole different issue. Like,
That's a
say
big
you're
no-no.
just, you know what I mean? Say
Oh
you're
yeah,
just
that's a big no.
it happens, man.
I've seen some disasters in the workplace where people messed around with people they shouldn't have messed around with, and then things got ugly. Woo, see that in a call center. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like watching a sitcom. It's like, you let her do what? And now
But
she's
that's
showing up
work.
at your house?
Whoa,
But work is the sitcom.
that's
That's
wild.
your real
Horrible. It was
life.
so bad.
See,
Yeah.
I've been so lucky. I've never had to deal with like anything crazy like that, like people showing up at your house or like,
Then she went to HR.
Of
damn.
course.
She went to HR and she tried to like smash him, and he was like, "No, this this woman, we." He's like, "Yeah, we did fool around, but it was consensual." And he showed him all the fucking text messages and everything. She tried to say harassment through HR, and he was like, "Nope." Bam. So always keep your text messages, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
Oh, I
Lisa,
keep
yeah.
every text messages. I have text messages. Oh yeah, I keep the receipts for
All right, I
sure.
want to ask Lisa a question. Lisa, what was the reason behind keeping it a secret for that long period of time? That's what I want to know, because you fit into a big category that are the same. There's a lot of people that will do that for a long, long time
Hmm.
and
Yes.
hide the fact that they're seeing each other. But I'm kind of curious why you waited so long. Was it because did you fear losing your job, or what was the situation there? And was he someone of management or something like that? Maybe I could see that, like we just talked about. I mean, dating someone that's maybe a manager and you're not a manager and you're a lower level employee, that could be an issue. Keep it a secret, blah, blah, blah.
You're
But
a
I'm kind of
peasant
curious
and
why
they're in
why
management.
yeah, if they're in management and you're just
Catchy common folk.
yeah,
Common folk. We
you
just
just
say hi here.
yeah, yeah. You're just a guy that everybody avoids saying good morning to at
So
work.
you make this face.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to why because I mean I get it. I mean sometimes you don't want to get the other people in the office to think that you're
She
going
said
to.
why.
Oh,
She
did
she
she?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
we
Oh, there
were
it is. I see it. And so yeah,
okay, we didn't want to
yeah,
share
yeah,
until we weren't just a
yeah,
thing. We were
yeah,
both sales and worked together. So that's understandable.
yeah.
I
That's
I've dated people that nobody knew that I was dating before.
yeah.
Completely. And to this day they don't know, and they'll never fucking know.
Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah, I don't think I'm signing that thing at work unless I know for sure that this is going to be something that I feel is gonna continue forward, you know. But if you don't think
Yeah.
that, yeah, I can see where, you know, hey, maybe I shouldn't sign anything right now.
Sometimes in certain job environments, the office
Oh,
romance
see,
is the office romance.
and now you're the manager and he's still in sales.
5 or
Yeah.
6 couple. Damn.
Hey, dealership business, baby. Let's
There's
get into
just
that.
there's just all sorts of sexual and frustrations going on during work.
I could tell you how
Smoking
great
in
the
the
back
next
seat of this
Hey,
car
my
is.
question is, do any of them have upside pineapples in their yard or upside pineapple symbols? Look for that. Look up what that means. Do any of your little partners here have upside down pineapples on any of their fucking yard or whatever? Look, tattoo, look.
Dealership life for real. Yeah, I think I might have to go visit one of the dealerships here
I
in
used to
town.
work in Mom, we know you used to work in a psych facility. Some of it rubbed off.
Yeah, I did too. I worked at Modesto Psychiatric Center for like 8 months. Yeah, I got fired.
For what, John?
Sleeping in the bathroom, man.
Okay, good gosh.
I was so
Sleeping in the
fucking
bathroom.
tired from fucking partying every night.
You worked at a psych ward and you fucking fell asleep in the
Yeah,
bathroom. That's dangerous.
that little no, they were locked down. They were locked down. It was a lockdown. They had 3 sections. They had minors, which were locked down. They had adults that were locked down, that were, you know, 50, whatever that term is. And
5150.
yeah, and then they had adults that were not in lockdown. They were there because they checked themselves in. Those were the safe ones. They could
Those were the
kind of
ones. I am choosing to be here. The other ones are the
yeah, they
prisoners.
could walk around the facility, go in the pool, do the gym shit and stuff like that. I feared for my life every day I worked there because they were just the first day they used to use the keypad thing to put on the door to open the door.
Uh-huh.
And this kid, 15, 16, he was sitting there like he was out of it, like this on a stool, like totally out of it. Like I figured he was asleep or just out drugged, over
Doped up.
drugged. So I go to hit the thing on the door and the door cracks open. That fucker took off like a fucking cheetah out the door. I had to chase him. And it ends up being a female who has 15 personalities.
Oh, which one
And
did
then
you
on
get
my
that day?
radio, they're screaming, if she's Rocky, stay the hell away from her. If she's Rocky, stay away. So I'm yelling and chasing her. Who are you? She'd turn around and she would say these names. And then we got to the parking lot. She got over the fence. And then I had her cornered in the car. We're doing this stupid, you know, around the car shit.
Yeah.
And then the Rocky personality comes out. And I was like,
Oh.
oh, hell no. I said, go. We'll pick you up later. Like, I was like,
You fucking ran.
yeah, you can run, dude.
That is the funniest shit ever. Don't fuck with Rocky.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Rocky character. She was just somebody it was named Rocky, but it was to her it was this real badass fucking dude that was going to do whatever it took to kick your ass. And she has scratched the shit out of doctors and just it was bad. I just like fuck this. You don't pay me enough to fucking try to tackle you. Give me a stun gun or something like that.
That's some work violence there.
Yeah.
No,
See, this
fuck
is something
that.
they talked about. I think we can talk about as far as this is many companies prohibit employees from dating coworkers, vendors, customers, or suppliers. So that's something that I didn't think about. But yeah, have you ever guys been in this situation? I could see where that could be kind of scary for a company. Is where you're dating a vendor or a customer. That could be a scary
people are
situation.
nuts.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty. I don't know. I guess it depends on how active you are with the vendor. I mean, that's kind of like excessive. I feel like, oh, you can't date a vendor.
Don't do it. Just don't.
Mike's if they're around once a 6 months.
Well, I'm saying, is it somebody that comes in every day, or if it's somebody that comes to the store like once, or wherever once a month, or once every, a couple times a month? I mean, it's not like that's not a big deal to me. That seems excessive. Like,
yeah,
so you're basing whether you sleep on a vendor depending on how much they spend at the company.
Well, if they're at the store every day, that's like an employee almost. So I can see that.
Mike's like,
but if there's
under
someone that's
1,000
around your business only once a couple times a month, I mean, that's not that much. Like,
Mike's like, you spend less than 1,000 at my company, so you're doable. If you would have spent $1,001, nah.
Well, no, that's not a customer, a vendor.
Vendor.
But even a customer, you're not going to tell me I can't date a customer. Oh,
Yeah,
blow her back out.
Yeah, that would be weird too. I mean, especially in
You got me
different
You got me
types
all
of.
the way. I definitely hooked up with customers from Rayleigh's.
But see,
You're a
yeah, see,
hoe.
but that's
Get out of here.
but
Get
see,
out of here.
that can
Those are just
also,
regular ass people.
yeah, but that can also affect the company in a way because there might be some
Whatever,
extra
sue the
special
company. Don't bother me.
some extra special things you may do for that customer.
They're out
whether-
front
depending.
picketing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I for
shop
sure did.
here.
I used to get the older people
Mike
to buy
will
alcohol
fuck you.
so I could
Mike
take to the
will
park.
fuck you.
So when I would talk to girls that were, because I was a teenager when I was working there, so
You were
we
banging
went
somebody's mom.
when no, I was not. I waited. No,
It went
was
straight to
Casey's
mom.
no.
Mike didn't start doing moms until he was in his mid 30s.
No, I kept it to people my age when I was working there. But
Sure, those cougars are like,
there's a few
Hi.
there's some moms I should have.
I've been thinking about the cougar thing. We might do a show on that, just on cougars and this and I want to do the flip side of it. I don't want to focus on the cougar itself. I want to focus on the youngsters' needs and wants and desires to have the cougar.
youngsters. Hey, sonny boy.
Well, let's be honest. It's 50-year-olds dating 19-year-old guys. And it's just like,
but that does not sound appealing to me at all.
Oh, for the most part, it's pretty simple for them. I would say for most guys, like
the wants, the needs, the extra things that you're not going to get from the other 19-year-old if you're dating.
Usually they just want to have fun and they're not looking for any strings attached.
The word that all guys at 19 use, it's the experience, man. It's the experience.
Nah,
it has nothing to do with the experience.
I mean, it can be a little bit, but like it's not crazy. I mean, there is a thing about it, like you're dating someone older, like it could be someone's mom, like or like they have a kid close to your age, like, but like dating, like hooking up with the lady that has a daughter that you could also hook up with, like there's little things like that. But I mean, for me, I would say most of the time it was just like
after I'm done with the mom.
I'm not doing all that.
Okay,
but
it happens, but
it happens.
Goal.
But no.
Yeah, it's pretty slim. I mean, that's pretty slim. Well, I'm sure the numbers aren't that high where the guy ends up sleeping with the mom and then all of a sudden he's dating the daughter.
I've slept with a couple that they did have daughters old enough for me to sleep with, but I was never like around them.
Yeah.
Like, and I never tried
to them, you were the creepy motherfucker.
I never tried mom. I never tried to. Well, no, come on. Yeah. I never went over to some lady's house with her kids there. That's wild. Walking by like a 20-year-old, 22-year-old girl, what's up? Like, and she's looking at me like, Mom, I would date him. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I've had where I
would do it, but because I mean, that would be a cool situation. Like, because then the daughter's just going to get interested.
Yeah, I had the one where I didn't know the son was home. Well, the son wasn't supposed to be home. The son wasn't supposed to be home, and I'm out in the living room in the morning in my boxers, no shirt on, eating a bowl of cereal, and here he comes.
Shit, like you live there.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, he wasn't there. He wasn't supposed to be there. The dad was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the dad's thing, and he had gotten sick or something, and ended up bringing him back in the middle of the night, and I didn't know. So I'm sitting there eating a bowl of cereal, in my underwear, and fucking he comes out and he's just looking at me. He's like, "Hey, you my new dad?" I'm like, "Oh no,
whoa, no. You gotta put that cereal bowl down. Put your clothes on.
I should have told him I was the cereal inspector.
Nope, that ain't me, kid.
I'm here to test.
Ain't nobody's dad around here.
Yeah.
Abort mission.
Yeah. Abort that mission.
It was weird.
Quick.
No, I didn't I wasn't, you know, he's 8 or 9, I think, at the time. So I didn't, you know, I didn't like, you know, break his heart. I was just like, no, I'm a friend of your mom. She let me spend a night here. So, oh, okay. You know, I didn't like, you know, hey, I just pounded your mom for an hour and a half.
Well, Jesus, I
Now
would
I'm eating
hope
a bowl
not,
of your,
dude.
and now I'm eating a bowl of your Fruit Loops.
One time,
Yeah, I don't think that needs to be shared. We're good.
she told me to like I threw the condom wrappers in the trash can, and her son came home from his dad's like the next day or whatever, and he found them. And so she had to explain it to him because he was only like 12 or 13. So I don't even think she'd had like a talk with him yet.
He probably knew what they were.
Oh, no, he did.
He probably
But she
said,
had to
"You had a
explain,
birthday
like,
party without me?"
I think she had to explain that, you know, somebody had come over. She is, you know, she's seeing people, like, because according to, you know, she never told him any of that. I was like, dude, I threw him away in your bathroom. Like, I
You
figured
had
it was
balloons
safe.
without
Like,
me?
he had his own bathroom. So I didn't
Yeah.
think it was going to be an issue.
You had balloons and a party
You
without me?
started a quarrel.
Whatever. It's not my problem.
Well, yeah. Well, the
That's
big
her
one on
problem.
here is basically, we kind of talked about it already, and that's, you know, stay the fuck away from your boss or anybody that's your subordinate. So just, I mean, that is just common sense, because the only one that's going to lose in that situation, if this is not a true relationship or you do break up, is basically going to be you. They're not going to get rid of a manager or office.
I don't know.
It
That's
depends
not
on the
true.
situation.
Depends on
Yeah, it
situation,
depends
because
on
the
how it
manager
ends.
will get in trouble for having the, you know,
Yeah.
they're the one that's supposed to know better.
Yes, because if you are in a higher position and if you are dating somebody that's on a lower level, then
It
it
looks
could be
bad on the
like
company.
it looks like you're taking advantage of the situation. They could be seeing you because you are somebody who is in a higher position because it makes their job
Yeah.
easier or
And that
better.
person can come after the company.
Yep.
Yep.
I love how they state this. If you don't tell anybody, people will figure it out. No shit, people will figure it out. People are not stupid, man. I mean, who hasn't had those rumors floating around at work? Hey,
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I had somebody, like, nobody knew what was going on, and we weren't even close to each other. We were just chatting, and she walked through, and we were friends. We were still friends. It was just like, and she was like, I got a message at my desk. What was that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, my brother. They're all like, he's like, my brother. I had to cut that shit off real quick. I was like, nope.
Yeah, but there's always people accusing people. I mean, I was accused a bunch of times of doing stuff with people that I wasn't doing anything with. But that's just because I was always flirting with everybody. But I mean, I just never crossed that. I was the only one that wasn't fucking anyone at work.
Yeah, see, that's the
Wait
thing.
a minute.
I was the one
Were
person.
you or were you not? Because you said you were, and now you're saying you're not.
No, he said nobody at work.
Like workers.
He said
coworkers.
customers. He's
Customers.
fucking
No
customers, but he's
coworkers.
not.
Customers. Yes. Okay. Got it.
No,
He dangles the carrot, but he only gives it
no.
out for sales.
I never
Here's a
messed
$5
around with
coupon
anybody
for
at work.
bowl of cereal.
Yeah, it was always but it was a mess though, because I mean, I would flirt with everybody, and I wouldn't care, even if they had a boyfriend that worked there. Like, a lot of the guys hated me because I flirt with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I spent 8 hours a day working with your girlfriend. Like,
see, there we go. That's the thing. Yeah,
I'm gonna flirt with her. Sorry about it. Like,
you weren't sorry. Shut up.
Oh no, I made it.
Sorry,
I mean,
Mike would wear the shirt the next
when
day.
I didn't
Sorry,
like
not
guys,
sorry.
I would like call their girlfriend over the intercom and be like, "Hey, can so and so in this department? This is Mike. Can so and so call this? Call this phone or whatever." I'd purposely do it over the intercom, just so they would know. Like, yeah, I'm on the phone right now.
Don't hate me because you ain't.
I'm on the phone right now with your girlfriend. Oh
Mike,
yeah,
Mike waits for the boyfriend to come into the store and grabs the mic.
Oh no, I'm talking about guys at work, like people that were dating people at work when they were both there. I would call and be like, "Hey, can you call this dispatch this number or whatever," just so they would know, and the whole store can hear it.
Yeah. It's just, you got to be careful. It says, while you want people to know what's going on, you don't have to subject them to your relationship. That's something that I think that you need to take into consideration. Just because you are dating doesn't mean that everybody in the office needs to know you're dating. basically, depending on the situation, like we just talked about, if it is someone of a higher rank than you at
Right.
work, you know, it is in probably in both of your best interests to let your company know that this relationship is going forward. Now, when you decide to do that, that's up to you guys. If you feel like this is just a Christmas party fling
Uh-huh.
or something that's going to continue forward, I think it's in both of your best interests to let your company know that you are in a relationship.
Yeah, my
But then,
recommendation with
yeah,
regards to these situations, because I've seen them happen and I've seen some be
yeah,
more successful than others. If you decide to go down the path of dating a coworker, make sure that yes, disclose it if it needs to be disclosed
right,
because you're not safe,
right,
or once you realize that it's a long-term thing and you two, because generally that they use 8 months to 12 months, they're like, okay, maybe this is going somewhere. Under those circumstances, yes, then you would disclose that you are dating someone.
yeah,
But not unless it was either due to safety or longevity.
yeah.
Otherwise, keep that shit to yourself.
Well, you have to kind of be careful because, like we talked about, there are people at work that are going to frown upon it and feel like you're getting
Yes.
an advantage. So, a lot of times that could hurt you or your status there at work. It can make coming to work very stressful. And you, and again, let's be honest, we've all been in that situation when you're stressed out or angry or pissed off or whatever, you tend to do a less quality of work, and it's going to end up affecting you and make you look like the bad person. So it's just funny, and this is important. I think this is to set boundaries as far as romantic
Oh, yes.
situations at work.
It's
The
not
hand
always.
touching, the hugging, the kissing. Yeah, you gotta,
But John, it's not always going to be a subordinate and a
yeah,
supervisor or manager.
yeah,
Sometimes you're simply colleagues and you're on the same
yeah,
level.
yeah.
And if that's the case, that's cool. Where I work, they don't necessarily that's not against the rules. You
Right.
can date a coworker. It's even in our handbook. It just says that if there should be any issues or things of that nature, you need to bring it to our attention.
Yeah,
They don't stop. And they do say that if there's a supervisor or manager, if you're in different departments, they don't care. But if you're in the same department, then it's a problem. Then
yeah,
they need to know because of those type of situations.
yeah,
But you got more where they're colleagues versus supervisor because it's frowned upon.
yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't know if I've never been in. I'm kind of like Mike. I was the flirty guy at Budget Rent a Car. I flirted with the girls, but I was at that time engaged. So, but I still, Katrina didn't think it was funny. She used to get angry at it, but I would
Oh,
joke around. But every single girl that worked there would constantly keep getting flowers. This was the thing; they kept constantly getting flowers all day. From customers, from dealerships that we did business with, and they would just constantly every day it seemed like there was flowers coming, and I always used to joke with them about that. It's like, oh, so are you sleeping with the guy over at Central Valley Volkswagen now or what?
okay, yeah, that's HR.
Hey,
Back then,
in
Yeah,
the
too.
early
Back then,
90s that was okay. That was
back
okay.
then, people didn't care about like, dude, the stuff. You think that's bad? The stuff I used to say, like to some of
Oh,
the
I
girls that
can't
I
even
worked with.
imagine.
Oh my gosh! Even married women, like we used to we used to joke all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you can't
oh,
say any of that
you and your
stuff.
husband are fighting. Well,
Yeah,
we can go take care of this up in the storage room and
you
storage
like,
are a
room.
hoe.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I used to tell the girls when they'd have fights with
Damn.
their boyfriends, hey, if they cheat on them or something, hey, if you want to get them back, we can go make a video up in the break room real quick and send it to them.
Jeez,
A video.
you
Oh
really
yeah.
threw that out there.
Oh, for
Mike's
sure.
like,
Wow.
hey, I got a
For
secret
sure.
spot in the warehouse.
See,
Nobody knows
but the
about.
thing was, is all the girls didn't care with it coming from me because I never actually made like
You never
physical
acted on it.
moves toward
Yeah,
them or acted in
But
No.
you did throw it out. So
I
you
always joked with them, but it was never anything other than that. I was always nice to them. I was sweet to them. I buy them coffees and
Are you
stuff.
mad
Like,
at him? Hey, by the way, do you have
Mike's
any of
like, I'm
his
gonna throw
tools
these
for
all out
sale?
there. I'm gonna catch
Mhm.
one of these fish.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'm throwing lines here and there.
oh
Oh
no, I
my
had all the lines
God.
out,
You
but
were
they all
fishing.
knew that I never messed with anybody at work.
Yeah, you
So
wouldn't
they
act
most
on
of the time they knew I was just fucking around
Yeah.
because I never dated any. I was the only one that never dated anybody at work.
Mm.
But oh no,
You're
I used to
too
tell them all
busy
the time.
begging customers.
If you want, we can go fuck up in the storage room. We can go have sex, and we can make a porno or whatever. Like all the time.
No.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying that's why today's. Oh,
Clean it.
I have to
Mike's
be in
porno
HR
video
with the
starts.
quickness.
Mike's porno video starts. Clean up on aisle 9. Clean up
Yeah,
on aisle 9.
exactly.
So dirty.
And it's just Mike in a shop apron, no pants on, no shirt, fucking store apron.
Oh my
Johnny,
God.
we don't.
With his
Johnny,
tape gun and his
Johnny, stop it
No.
with the fantasy.
It's
He's
like
gonna
I'm
fill up.
director.
Yeah.
I'm a director.
Oh,
I want to
man.
direct the. I want to direct the porn. Now let's talk about the
He is
breakup.
using you as his main character, Mike.
Yeah,
You
Mike's
better
like-
worry about
Fuck
this.
it. Whatever.
Hey, don't worry, Mike. I'll get you the best fluffer. I'll get you the best fluffer money can buy.
As long as it's a woman.
Oh God.
Of course, it's gonna be a woman.
Jesus
All you
Christ,
need is
Johnny, your brain.
You don't need. That's what they got Blue Chew for now. You
Yeah,
don't need a fluffer.
you still need her to blow on it a little bit.
Fluffers were pre-Viagra.
Jesus Christ.
Once
Okay.
Viagra came out, that whole crew lost their job.
Yeah, the Fluffers Union crumbled.
The Fluffers Union went under
Oh, God,
real
that's
quick.
horrible. That's
Union
horrible.
is
Okay,
banned.
moving on.
Moving on.
I went from a Hollywood fluffer to a bank teller.
Okay.
Put that on your
Can
application.
you imagine that? Yeah,
Oh,
at the job
Jesus.
interview. What was your past job? I was a fluffer. Fluffer.
And you know what? If it pays enough,
Yeah, it pays the bills, baby. Of course, not every.
Yeah, you're pretty
romance-
much doing porn without being without being recorded.
Yeah.
Shit, don't be doing all that. Jesus.
How did that get?
All right, John, John, clean
You're
all those
fired.
dirty thoughts out of your mind.
You're fired with the quickness over here flicking people and shit.
Jennifer's just over there with a feather.
no.
It says, of course, every romance will work out if you and your partner decide to end things. The best to be prepared. There's no reason to. I love how it goes into basically treating it like you would a regular relationship would not be a good idea if it is a romantic relationship at work. So, the typical screaming and yelling at each other. Why didn't it work? Can you imagine that at work?
No.
Sitting at work. Why didn't it work? What did we do wrong? It's like, no, hey, but, we're here to work. We're not here to find out about why your relationship didn't work.
Yeah, no. That's no.
And that goes back to what Mike
No.
was saying. It's just now you're seeing that person, you're with them 8 hours a day. You may be sitting across from them or standing right next to them, depending on what kind of job you have. And now you may feel like, yeah, okay, we broke up clean, nice and clean. We're still going to be friends, but that person might still have some some feelings for you, some desires for you, and it could get very, very, very difficult. Right? He told me yesterday. Who said? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'd never seen. I never saw anybody like blow ups like between couples at work. That's nothing that we never witnessed. Everybody was pretty good about that, like keeping it not.
I did at one place I
workplace.
worked. A few places I worked, I've seen
That
some
would have been
pretty
fun
bad-
to see.
some pretty
but-
bad
I'll
relationships.
bring on the drama.
Oh
Do it.
yeah, I
Do
would
it.
have been there cheering it on. I'm definitely the instigator.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it
You
to the
won't hit
point
him
where,
though.
yeah, I've seen it to the point
Didn't
where
that bitch
paperwork
steal
was
your ding dong?
yeah,
Slap that dude.
yeah, paperwork was disappearing. You know, time cards weren't being done right. I've seen it. It's pretty bad, especially when it starts to involve your fucking time card, dude. It's like, hey, I'm short like 9 hours
Yeah,
here.
fucking with your time card. Oh hell no.
No. That's Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't recommend getting into those type of situations. Be mindful of who you date at work.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
but you never
principal.
know. They could be the nicest person, and then once you start dating,
Just
after a few months, they turn into a fucking psycho.
Ah, how am I gonna fuck your life for the next
Yeah,
8 hours
no.
every day for
See, but I
365
feel
days?
like, I mean, there are people like that on both sides, but it's
Oh,
like usually guys are just
Mhm.
like, whatever, fuck it, walk away. But I mean, it's women's imaginations that make them worse at that because like they just come up with the craziest shit, and it's just
yeah,
like scary, like the ways
yeah.
they can think to fuck with you.
And they watch a lot of CSI Miami and fucking
Well,
NY.
see,
Yeah,
that is true.
CSI
That is
Miami.
true. Plus, we have to get blood out of things all the time.
yeah,
Oh
they're
fuck.
figuring out new ways to kill you and dispose of the
I've
body.
known people that have like gone to people's jobs and shit though. Like I knew this girl. It was funny because like the three of us went to school together, but then he graduated and then I stopped going to school there. And then, but me and her were like messing around on the side, and he didn't know. He didn't know it was me, but he knew she was messing around with somebody, and she worked it in and out. And he literally went into her job and was like, I know you're fucking somebody else and shit. And
Yeah,
I was like with her behind the counter. I was like, oh shit. Like,
You're
I'm just,
sweating.
I'm just
oh
here to
no,
get my
because I was
fucking
like,
sandwich,
whatever. I
man.
don't give a fuck. But I was just like, oh shit. Like for her, I was like, damn, bro. Like it ain't that serious. Like
Yeah.
It is
you're
to
gonna you're
him.
gonna get your old girl fired. Like
Oh yeah.
You
Oh, when
get
like
they,
you
that's
gotta be
messed up.
honest. Your booty hole clenched just for a slight second.
Oh no, I knew this
just a
guy
tip,
for.
just a
I'd
tip.
known him for like 10 years. I mean, he was way bigger than me and several years
You're
older
like,
than me.
shit.
He could have
I
definitely
just,
he could have
I
definitely
just,
kicked my ass,
I
but
just put the tip in there.
He's like,
I wasn't worried
don't
about it.
mention me at
No,
all.
I was fucking around with her, like texting her when we were all going to school together. I didn't. I
Yeah.
had no mind for my safety. Like
Clearly.
I
this guy
got
could
in,
have
I
this
got
guy could have
insurance.
pummeled me into the ground, and I
I
just
got
didn't
health
care.
insurance. I got health.
No,
All
I
right,
just
the
didn't
dues,
didn't
the
care.
dues. It says no, no, the many risks of getting involved with someone at work. Familiarize yourself with your company's policy. That's the big one, guys. This is the big one. Talk through it with the other person in the relationship if it doesn't work out. So just kind of have a plan. So they're saying basically have a plan, knowing,
Yes.
and that's kind of a fucked up way to start a relationship. It's like, okay, we're going to have this relationship, but if we
Here's the
break up,
rules.
you quit, you have to quit, I stay, or something like that. I mean, the don'ts pursuing a coworker that you're not serious about in a relationship. That's the Christmas office party, the guy or the gal that you know,
Well,
oh,
yeah, they're saying don't do it because you're not serious, but they
yeah,
might be.
yeah,
You got to make
uh,
True.
sure that they're not serious too. And then, but even then, I mean,
I always wanted to be part of one of those fucking crazy Christmas office parties just once, just once, just so I could have that
You know
story.
what? We had Christmas parties at Keep Your Home California that they had at the Mission Inn in Riverside, which is
Yeah,
huge. It's beautiful. And there were stories of people throwing up in bushes,
yeah,
partying up in the hotel, all
yeah,
kinds of crazy stuff. Because we had a bar, we had
where did
karaoke,
Sean and Judith go?
yeah. No, I've had those types,
presidential suite.
Yeah,
where
right.
like Interstate Oil, when I worked at Interstate Oil, one of their things was there's a family owned company. And one of the things is he really went out of their way to give us a great Christmas party. And it was always, they would, one year they rented the entire bowling alley for
An
us and had
entire bowling
the
alley?
whole entire bowling alley in
Okay.
Sacramento, had it all catered nice food, everything. Everybody's having a good time. And again, all 3 times involved, it was the girls. The girls ended up causing the issue that the company finally said no more Christmas parties because all the women that worked in the office all threw up in the bathrooms. They got crazy, got stupid, throwing bowling balls across the fucking bowling
Susan
alley.
can't hold her alcohol.
You take open bar very seriously.
Okay. The first
then-
mistake was a bowling alley.
Yeah,
Nancy fucked
bowling
it up for
alley is
everybody.
open bar too. No limits, no
Oh,
checks.
open bar.
Open
That's
bar.
fuck wild.
Oh God.
That's wild.
The second one I went to, they rented the Speedway in Sacramento, the indoor go-kart thing. They
That
rented
sounds
that whole thing
dangerous.
for us for 4 hours, right?
Mike's health safety.
That one didn't even end well because one of the guys
Dangerous as shit.
the 50-year-old guy decides to at work there decided to drink like 7 or 8 Red Bulls
Oh
and had
my
a fucking
God.
heart attack and
Oh,
died
yeah.
in the car. And I'm like, okay. And this is when Katrina goes, we're not going to any more of these Christmas parties. I don't care how long you work here. We're not going. And then the next year they got smart. There's an old winery in Sacramento that's it's a restaurant, and the restaurant is inside the old barrels, big huge barrels that they had that they would make wine with, and it was a classy,
That's cool.
beautiful place.
That's cool.
And it was the first year everybody got 2 drink tickets.
Oh
And
shit.
it still got fucked up because guess what? People were giving other people their drink tickets because they weren't drinking. So now
They
instead
were
of
getting Long Islands.
I was just going to say that.
so now instead of being fucked up at a bowling alley in jeans and a t-shirt, we're all fucked up at a fucking winery, all dressed up in suits and ties.
Oh God.
That was the last one.
For shame.
Yeah. Date someone who you have a reporting relationship with. Dating someone who you have a reporting relationship is a don't. What do they mean by that? Date
I
someone?
don't know. Put
Like
the
maybe
question
you report to them.
Reread
Like they're
the
your
question.
superior.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Date someone who you have a reporting relationship with.
A reporting relationship
Yeah.
with. That could be so many different things. You could be QA. You could
Yeah.
be
Reporting.
reporting.
Reporting
What, are
sounds
you
like
journalist?
it's like you're just like they're your manager. They're your
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah,
Like
maybe.
you report to them.
That question sucks.
Yeah.
They're weird.
Yeah. It
Go
says
to the next one.
don't try to hide the relationship from your managers or
Fuck
colleagues.
off.
Always hide the relationship
Always,
for as
yes,
long as you
yes.
can.
I'm that
Yes.
guy that walks in. It's like, yeah, I'm fucking Nancy and fucking accounting, baby.
No, you always hide that shit.
No, you would get a
The guys in the
stapler
back.
thrown at your
Yeah.
head. No.
Man, I've been trying to get Nancy's pants for weeks.
That's usually how it gets around. Is like the dude, you know what I mean? The dudes will tell the other dudes like, "Oh yeah, I'm tapping that," or
I'm
the
hitting
women,
that. No.
you know,
What?
women in the office snickering.
No.
You're muted, John.
I know I had to mute myself. I was getting bad. It says always. I like this one. Case study number 1. Always keep it professional. How do you keep fucking relationship professional?
Well, no, your work relationship professional.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
I
let the other part
Yeah.
overflow.
Yeah. That's it. Anything you guys want to touch on this before we jump
We
into
touched
the
enough.
Mike's
Yeah, we've been
touching-
talking about this for an hour.
Especially
Mike's
Mike.
throwing out shit. He's throwing out
Hey.
lines. He's got bad. I don't know if I'm going to use
But I'm
this
the one.
fucking
But
law.
I never dated anybody at work.
You never dated
Kept
anybody.
it
worse?
clean.
Just the customers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except
They don't
for
count.
customers.
They
They
don't
don't
count.
That's
They're
why
normal.
everybody came
They're
into
just
that ruse
workers.
with a smile that whole month you were there.
Hell yeah.
They're asking for Mike. Hey,
Man,
what aisle's Mike on? What aisle's Mike on? They're like,
Customers always came back.
satisfaction.
Hey,
Mike
satisfied.
always got 5 stars.
That's what they told.
Star
You
rating.
know, I took the always satisfy the customer to another level.
Yeah.
No shit.
And then he gets a bonus at work for it. Mike,
Hell
you're
yeah.
really good with the
most
lady customers.
compliments. You got the most compliments. These ladies have a lot of nice things to
This is,
say
yeah.
about
this is
you.
Mike's employee photo at Raiders.
You just gotta be above reproach, like, and be the best, like 95% of the time, because that 5% of the time you want to fuck around,
Yeah.
it's not going to be that bad, or people won't believe it, or no one will care because you're great the 95% of of the time. Like,
You're just playing
They would come
averages,
in. Is
yeah,
dog.
exactly.
They would come in and they would. Is McLovin working tonight?
McLovin.
Fuck it.
All
Okay.
right.
What were your
What's the next
performance
topic?
reviews,
15
right?
most common relationship problems and solutions. They have solutions.
The
So
solutions.
solutions to these problems.
Awesome.
Yeah. What do you think number one is? We all know what number one is. Come on.
Communication.
Bingo.
What is it?
Bingo. Communication.
The topic again. Mike was somewhere else.
Oh, the topic, Mike, is 15 most common relationship problems and solutions. We have
problems and solutions.
and solutions. Now, they're going to tell you how to
Communication
fix
and money.
communication. Number one, and that's hard. Communication's hard because we are all different types of people. Now, let's be honest. Some of us are quieter than others. Others are more outspoken. They want to share. And ladies, I'm sure you've run into the guy that's just like, fuck this. I don't want to talk about it.
And that's why you don't date that person.
You only date him for the next 10 years. Then you get rid of him.
No.
Mike, I'm going to ask you, Mike, are you the guy that says, I don't want to talk about it? Or are you the guy that wants to sit down and
No, I'm
just
going to sit down and talk about it.
want to break it down?
Nope. Let's just sit down, talk about it, and then get over it.
Dina, sit down and talk about it?
I hate confrontation. I'll keep it to myself.
No, we mean like once it's already established, like there's an issue.
Dina,
Or like you've already kind of started an argument. Like it's already started or it's established there's a problem. Like, is it like, all right, let's talk about it? It's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Just
I never want to talk about it.
Or in the middle of an argument, you're like, I'm done. And then, even though it's not
dismissive.
resolved.
I get a lot of flack for that. I'm very dismissive. Oh, are we having an argument? Bye.
Oh shit, I left the car running.
Right?
All right, I'm done.
I left the car running. As you go out there, you take off. Jennifer, sit down and talk about it or get the fuck out of my face.
We're going to have a conversation, but we're going to calm down first.
Yeah.
We're going that's the thing. We're going to have a conversation, but things need to calm down. I work in communications. I work in de-escalation. That's what I do. So if there is a conflict or you're fighting with your significant other, it's really good to like stop for a second, separate. And they even say it's good to separate for about 10, 20 minutes, do something, exercise, do something, and just calm down, come back together and talk about it.
That doesn't mean go into the other room and punch a hole in the wall, people.
No, it doesn't mean to be violent to walls or break furniture or do stupid shit. You need to calm down because everybody can get excited.
Yeah. It says working on identifying where your conversations are breaking down. Don't expect your spouse to read your mind.
No. Be
open and honest about your feelings. Practice being a good listener.
Yes, Johnny. That's a very good. Yeah.
And I like the last one. The last one I think is crucial. And I think it's one that I think we've all made the mistake because we're just, it's the heat of the moment, and that is to think before you respond. That's the big one. I think that's the one that gets us in trouble, especially people that are just, they got to get it out there and they just did it, and then
Italians.
it becomes this really hurtful thing.
Okay.
That comes back 10 years down the road that you had said it. It's like, bitch, I said that 10 years ago, man.
Oh, no. When it comes to arguments, it is because that's in our nature. People think like my family's arguing all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're just loud.
Yeah.
We just get loud with each other.
I'm not
Mike was the guy that was
or we're just, it may be kind of like an argument, but then once it's done, we're like, whatever. We're fine. Like,
Yeah.
It's
See, in that
not.
last segment, Mike was the guy throwing out stuff. In this situation, you women you're grabbing that stuff and you're saving it for like down the road, like fucking 10 years. You remember when you like, fuck, that was like 10 years ago, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes people, and it's not just women, will hold on to things for many, many years. And
Yeah.
when you fuck up enough,
Waiting, just
when,
waiting.
when you fuck up, yeah, that's when that stuff may come out. And you know what? You don't go to war without ammunition.
Yeah.
Nope. Sure don't. Sure don't.
Unless you don't have the budget for it. I mean,
You don't go to war without ammunition. So
yeah.
sometimes both male and female do things like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's just women that hold on to things from 10 to 15 years, but yeah, guys do the same thing. And yeah, again, you're
do.
waiting for that specific moment to throw that out there. And it wasn't that good in the beginning the first time it was said 15 years ago. You're not making it any better bringing it back up 15 years later. But yeah, thinking
Be
before
like,
you respond.
remember when you hit on my sister?
Yeah. Well, that's different. That's different. If you're that should have been taken care of 10 years ago. If you're bringing that back up 10 years later, true.
Hey, you never know sometimes.
But yeah, I think that's the hardest one. It's just, taking a second and, maybe like you were saying, that it is important to just kind of, something nasty's coming.
Yes.
Maybe that's the time you turn around, you go, okay, I need a break before I use the C word. Or
That's a punch in the throat.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do
So
it.
yeah, taking that moment to stay, and this way she doesn't have
Walk
the ammo
away.
to take the war 15 years down the road when you fucked up again. Yeah, that's the tough one, and I think that comes a lot down to your personalities, how you are of a person. So some people just they don't think before they speak, and they just they
Really?
just say it.
No.
I do it a lot just on the show. I mean, in the back of my mind saying, John, don't fucking say that. And it still comes out. Oops.
Okay.
That's my brain. That's the other side of it. Oops.
Come back.
The other side,
Okay.
you fucked up. Arguments.
Arguments?
Number 2, arguments, healthy and important for self-expression. However, spiteful arguments are hurtful and serve no good purpose. Successful couples have rules for arguing, such as, Jennifer said it, breathing before responding, refraining from profanity. That's tough.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna say fuck at least 8 or 9, 10 times in a sentence. Resisting name calling, another tough one.
That's one.
And
Oh yeah, that's the worst. I hate that. I don't like when people name call at me, or if you cuss at me when we're arguing.
Yeah.
Like you can, like I cuss like a sailor, but when it comes to an argument, no. If we're having like a full-fledged argument, I'm not going to cuss at you.
So no, fuck you, you're fucking fuck.
No, hell no.
Well, see,
No,
my whole thing, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, the whole point of these right here is, is this number 2 greatest thing that happens after an argument, and that's the great sex. Thank you. So you're working to get to great sex.
That's a myth.
No, it's not.
No, bullshit. That's a myth. If you're in a serious relationship with somebody and you get in an actual argument where usually at least the woman's upset, like, or maybe both of you are, it isn't like, okay, let's go have sex now. Like, no. She ain't fucking touching you. That's a horseshit. Any man that's lived with a woman
light
knows.
Doesn't go on, Mike. It just happens.
No, bullshit. Maybe later that night you might get some. Like if you be sweet and apologize and all that, but right away, nah.
No, not like right after the last sentence. Like fucking. Hey, no.
If you're actually having like immediate makeup sex, like that's a toxic ass relationship, and you need to get the fuck out.
That's what I was saying. There are some people that get off by that. I mean, they're pursuing.
Oh yeah, I had a girlfriend that liked to argue.
Yeah,
she would purposely make up arguments with me because I wasn't an arguer.
And the last point, stay on point. That's true.
Yeah,
I've
toxic as
seen
fuck.
arguments where you're arguing about one thing, but you gotta throw in this other thing that happened again, like 10, 15 years ago, and trying to
You
add it.
ate my Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I clearly had my name on that piece of pie that was in the refrigerator. You son of a bitch!
Right, spent
You
Thanksgiving in
bastard.
1982.
1982.
This podcast that I used to listen to, they did this marriage counselor episode thing, and the guy would always say, keep it in Cleveland. If you're looking at your argument like a roadmap, stay here. Don't make this argument about what you spent money on about something you did 15 years ago. It's counterproductive.
Don't bring in other stuff into the argument.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it just like what I was going to say was there was this girl that like we dated off and on. It was never like we never broke up for bad reasons or anything. It's just it just sometimes it just stopped or whatever. But like we were dating and never got in an argument. Like we weren't the type to argue. Never anything bad. But the one argument we had was the last time we ever talked, and it was because she got jealous about something that she shouldn't have been jealous about. And then she told me, okay, I'll make this quick. I was friends with her brother, her older brother. Me and her were dating. Her older brother was dating her friend. Mm-hmm. Well, for some reason, it was like on Facebook or Snapchat or something. Me and her friend, I had been we were talking for something, or she commented on something, or I commented on something. And I said, hey, I lived in Reno at the time. They lived here in Modesto. I said, hey, we should all hang out when I come to town. As in the four of us. Mm-hmm. And she was like, okay, cool. Well, then, of course, she told her best friend that, who was the girl I was dating. And she got upset because she said, you told her you were coming to town before you told me. And I said, no, I didn't. I told you. I said, I told you, or at least I thought I told you. So why would I tell you again? I literally thought you knew I was coming. Obviously, why I told her, let's all hang out.
Yeah.
And it was, so it couldn't have just been like, okay, you forgot, like Mike, you forgot, it's not a big deal. She made a huge deal about it. She got jealous about it. And I was like, I literally told her, let's all four hang out. Yes. Why are you upset at me?
Because she didn't tell her first.
Yeah, but I had thought I did. And so she didn't need to take it that far. But anyways, the point is she said, this was the first argument we ever had. And she was like, well, if you would just get your fucking head out of your ass. And I immediately said, this conversation's over. Goodbye. Yeah. We never talked again. Yeah. That was it. I was like, I was like, you will not disrespect me like that. I would never disrespect you like that. So you're not going to talk to me like that. I'm not a child.
Yeah, that was kind of harsh.
You're not going to disrespect me. Oh yeah. I just felt
I would have thrown out the C word first and then hung up.
No, because that would have just been me doing the same thing she was doing.
Kidding. I kid.
Ladies, this is his advertisement, remember?
Hey, I don't care.
Oh no, I've said that about women when they deserved it, but I've never said it to someone I've
never said it to. Honest, I've never said
or
it to
talking to. Like I've never done that. But I've been like, that woman was acting like a cunt, because some women do. Yeah. But
I said it in here, but I never said it here.
Oh, I've never I've never called someone a bitch or a cunt. I've never called names like that. No.
I've used bitch.
Like I said, I don't even cuss when I'm talking to somebody that I'm like dating. Like I think it's disrespectful.
Mike becomes proper.
Don't.
Really, it's kind of weird.
Don't start the sex talk.
Even in my most heated arguments, like I just will stop cussing.
How about if you're talking dirty in bed?
Oh no, I've definitely accidentally called her a bitch like during sex.
Fuck you.
Some of them don't mind it, but one of my exes was like, "Wait, what the fuck did you just say?"
What, motherfucker?
And I was like, "Oh fuck,
the classic,
shit. Like, sorry, it just came out."
Do you know the classic Seinfeld episode?
Oh god,
where he's talking, she talks dirty to him for the first time to Jerry, and Jerry doesn't know how to talk dirty, so instead he comes up with, "Are those the panties your mom laid out for you?"
Oh, whoa.
She got all upset and
I
laughed.
think you can easily just leave
That's
mom out of the
Yeah.
sex talk.
creepy. That's not okay.
Are those
Like,
the
yeah.
panties your mom laid out? What the fuck?
No.
Staying close with time, ever long-term relationships will change. So it's important to kind of know how things are changing. Is basically taking interest in your partner's ever changing. I don't know, interests they may. We all change. We all have different types of interest.
Oh,
That
is that referring to when it's that time of the month?
This is stupid.
no, it's basically.
Jen,
All right.
Jen's face.
Mike's like, yeah, I'll see you in 7 days.
Oh, I said that just for Jen's face, and that was great.
I'm sleeping on the couch.
She got that look like you're a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna sleep on the couch. I'm gonna sleep on the couch for the next 7 days.
Oh man, that was classic.
It's
I don't
important to
have
stay
the
close
poker
as a
face.
couple. Even when changing as individuals, talk with each other and honestly discuss how each of you see the future evolving. Enjoy discovering how you both
Relationships are
grow.
not
Yeah.
this like politically
It
correct.
sounds like a lot of work. Relationships sound like a lot
Johnny's
of
like,
work.
fuck this.
This is like that made up shit. Like nobody.
Oh, these are
no.
doctors.
It's like
This is I found a female doctor. This is a female.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Reiterate
sure.
the information. Come on, let's do this again.
oh yeah,
Here we go.
she's just
Number
gonna think
4.
that everything she's saying is a brick of gold.
Yeah, she's gonna get into sex and intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yeah, many relationship problems are sex based.
She's probably single.
Nah, come on.
Stupid.
Wow.
So ask yourself what you want sexually. See, this is the thing. We talked
Yes.
about this. Be honest and open
Absolutely.
with yourself. Encourage your partner to do some of those things.
You
I
need
can
to
see
figure out
every time I
what
read
the
that.
All
I
right,
read
look,
that
here's
earlier.
3 things. Do one of them.
Yeah, that's what I did. When I read this earlier today, I was like, I could see the guy like this fucking list that's like 6 pages long. Hey. with an
You
X
have
and
to
a
confirm.
line. You sign here. This is a contract.
No, you do have to confirm. You have to make sure that whoever you're dating, that you're kind of on the same lane in that
Yeah,
particular category.
exactly.
You need to make sure because some of these people be enjoying shit that I just don't want any part of.
Yeah.
So I need to
Mhm.
know where your freak line is
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because if it's over here too far, I might
Yeah.
not necessarily
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah, I might
But-
go halfway down that road, but just a tip. But, no.
What is
But-
with you and just the tip?
But this is the
I said
same
if
thing.
it's not
This
if
goes
it's not
back-
butt beads with you, it's just the tip.
Just
What
kidding.
the hell?
I just kid. Well,
I
four goes back to number 1, communication.
Yes.
I mean, and let's be honest. You may want what you wanted when you were 16 is going to be a lot different than what you wanted when you're 30, 40, 50. And that during that time frame, a lot
Amen.
of things have changed. You might have gotten a little more freakier than you were when you were, say, 20 or 25, or now you're in your 30s and you're like, maybe we can try this. Now that's the tough part. How do you sell that idea to someone you've been, because that's
you get
you're selling it.
Cliff
You're
Notes.
selling. Let's be honest. You're selling that idea.
Crib
You
notes.
already know the type of partner you're with, and you already know many years of experience with that partner, and you know the do's and don'ts because you have ran into where you accidentally might have tried something and you got that oh fuck no.
accidentally.
You got that oh fuck no. We've all been
Yeah,
down that road.
John accidentally tried to go in the exit. And
Let-
I knew someone
Accidentally
was gonna
toss it
go
down.
Look, the duck
Yeah.
got excited. He's like, ah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's something you might have slipped, something, or you just felt like,
No.
let me try this, and then you find out, oh fuck no. Do you think that maybe now at that point now it's almost probably virtually impossible to try to sell that? Maybe not, maybe not, but you are basically changing, you evolving, you have different needs and wants. Things are you're changing your sex. Something that may have gotten you off before may have changed when you got a little older. You need a little bit more. So how would you go about here? I'm gonna start this one off with Mike.
Oh god,
How do
my
you how do
shake
you
not
go
it.
about how are you gonna go about selling that new move to your girlfriend or your wife?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Most
You
of the
can't do
time,
the oops. You can't do the oops.
no,
No,
no. I
no.
never. I am not that guy.
There's
I'm
a
not the oops
consensus
guy.
on this. No.
Yeah, I'm not the oops guy. I no. I'm asking first, like for sure.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I feel like after you've been with somebody for so many years, like
that's tough.
you know,
Yep.
you already should already pretty much know everything, like what's okay and
Yeah,
what's
you
not.
hope.
You know what I mean?
You
Like
hope.
But see here, we're talking about trying to keep that relationship going, and sex and intimacy is part of that. So if you're evolving, your sexual
I don't
desire
know. I
has
guess I've never
changed.
been with somebody so long that it got to that point. So
Uh,
I'd be hard for me to answer that. The girls could probably answer that better than me because I've only been with somebody a couple years, and I mean, after just a few years, like the same shit still works. Like
yeah,
I've never been with anybody 5 years, 10 years where it's the normal sex is no longer good enough. It's never
yeah.
gotten to that point. So,
It's no
or just
longer.
what we do, the
Yeah,
things we're into
yeah,
normally aren't good enough. I've never
yeah.
gotten it. So
All right,
the
Dina.
girls are better to ask this.
Dina,
Oh
how
no.
do you sell that? How do you sell?
You
How do you
said
sell?
that.
How do you
That's
sell
a
Bob?
really
How
Well,
do you
good
sell
first,
Bob?
have
question.
you guys
I,
ever gotten to that point? Have either of you ever gotten to the point where you felt like, like both of you maybe have felt like both you and the other guy, the guy have felt like, okay, what we do normally or what we've gotten in the routine of doing just isn't doing it.
Let's
It
switch
just
it up.
almost seems more routine or something.
how do you sell that? With alcohol. You drink a lot of
That's
alcohol
an
and you
oop.
have an honest conversation about
Yep. Alcohol. Oh
it. And
yeah.
then if you
You
try
wake up
and you
the
don't
next
like it,
morning with a
it's
sore
not really
ass.
If she don't want to do it if she don't want to do it drunk, she don't want to do it ever.
I'm not gonna do it
Oh
sober.
god. Oh
Hmm.
god. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
I have a less like date rape approach. Um
Oh, come on. You can't call it date rape if it's your significant other.
Yeah,
See,
Jen, you
get him drunk. No, I'm just talking about a scenario. Get him drunk and then
oh, yeah, yeah.
see where
No,
that
no. Yeah,
see where that
we're
Well,
level
talking
You're
is.
but people
contagious.
yeah,
always,
we're
I've had
talking about
I
multiple
the
think
girls
I think a
tell me that, like, you
conversation
got to get me
yeah,
drunk to do that.
with me, I would simply bring up that, you know what, there's a lot of articles, there's a lot of information. I'd be like, you know what, I was reading on whatever, and it says this, da 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 da. What do you feel about it? You know, what are your thoughts
yeah.
about this? And I go that avenue because I think knowledge is power. And so if I explain
During
something,
morning breakfast, Jen throws out
oh hell yeah. Like, would you prefer a thumb up your butt or would you prefer your
as,
taint to
as
be
the Fruit
fondled?
Loops come
No.
shooting out of his fucking mouth.
Oh, damn it. I was just about to
What?
answer
Woman?
that.
What?
I was reading this
Can we just
article
eat
and it
breakfast, woman?
said,
Can we just eat breakfast?
I'm trying to eat my eggs. You're
Hey.
asking me if I want my taint tickled.
I can see the guy. Time out. Time out. Time out.
boundaries.
Yeah,
Let me finish
boundaries.
eating. Let me finish
Not
eating. I,
Woo.
I,
not
I
at
think
the
it's a
breakfast
tough.
table.
Yeah,
The
I think
breakfast
it's a tough
table.
sell. I think it's a tough sell, especially when it's somebody you've been with
Oh,
and you're and it's sad because it shouldn't be because it is someone you've been with 10, 15, 20 years. You think you should be able to have that conversation and say,
correct.
this it's hard too. Now that I think about it, it kind of makes the other person feel inadequate.
Why would it
Wouldn't
make you feel
because
inadequate?
now you're telling them that what they're doing isn't good enough in a way,
Variety is
right?
variety is the spice of
Yeah,
life.
variety is the spice of life, but let's be honest. Are you not going to feel like, oh, what have I been doing wrong for the last 15 years?
No,
No?
because I don't feel that way. Me, if something gets mundane, then you need to do something to spice it up. That's why you have so many books on it. That's why there's relationship therapists. And that's why
Mhm.
there are self
All right,
helps
that's
for
good.
that. There's
That's good.
toys, there's everything because you
Toys, baby
need
toys.
people, there's an
Be my, be
excitement
my girl.
and there are different levels of relationship. And then when you get to longevity, maybe you've done a lot of the
Mm.
things and you want to do more or something a little bit different. There's no shame in that. And I think that it's something that should be pursued.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna send her links to Pornhub, the things that I'm interested in, in an
Okay, I
email.
wouldn't recommend Pornhub. There's a lot
You
of
know what I'm saying?
incestuous
Send her
situations.
text messages with links to porn sites.
No,
No.
No,
Just
send her links
would
to
you
porn
just
you want.
just in bold caps? Would you consider doing this?
would you consider doing this? That's not okay. You, yeah,
I
no.
guess that way, in that
You got
way,
to
you
make
kind
sure she's in the mood before you send shit like that.
yeah, or at work on the company computer.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend that. That would be bad.
Yeah. Infidelity. That's number 5. Number 5,
Infidelity?
infidelity.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't see that causing any type of problem in a relationship.
Cheating hurts. I like how they start this one. And it can take years to get over. Years. Meanwhile, relationships can endure after someone has an affair. It requires a firm commitment from both partners from them to learn how to get over the infidelity. That's a tough one because I've seen both sides of that. I've seen people that can work past that and still be happily married 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road. And those that are just like, fuck you, goodbye, over.
I think that the ones that have longevity, there's either a very unhealthy sense of loyalty or money.
Money.
I wouldn't say that. There's just some people that can handle it. I think there's some people that can't. I think it just depends
There's
on the type of person you are, you know.
Right. It depends on what the relationship was like. Like
Yeah.
if you go out and
Yeah.
cheat and you come back and your other
Yeah.
person finds out and you come clean, all right, fine. Yes, I absolutely did this. And they're like, I'm mad at you, but it's not going to change anything. Sometimes that's just where your relationship's at.
Yeah,
but
because
then when
I've
it
known
happens
people
over and
that,
over and over
It
again.
could
well,
be
that's
just
different.
a spontaneous one-time
But I've known
thing.
people
Just
that have
made a
gotten
mistake.
past it and they
If it's a
seem to
one and
be
done,
very
yes.
happy
Yeah.
in their relationship still, or in their marriage still.
If it's a
But I've
one and
also
done,
known
yeah.
people
Sure,
that
if it's a
couldn't.
one and done, but if you're having a full-blown emotional affair with somebody in addition to
Yeah.
Or
See,
you
that's
keep
what I
do
was
it
going to
over
say.
and over.
There's a difference between the oops, I made a mistake one time, and then the person that's actually trying to make that other relationship a relationship.
Right.
A
It's not.
relationship,
Yeah.
yeah, like they're having a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I've also known that. I know a couple couples that where the guy was having a full-on like sexual relationship with somebody
Second
else.
marriage.
Not a second marriage,
Yes.
but like sexual relationship. Like it was a continual thing with this one person, and both of them like it ended, and they went through a rough time, but they got through it, and now both of
Yeah.
them are still happily married.
Yeah.
But it takes a special type of person. Like
Yeah.
I don't know myself. I don't personally. I
Yeah.
don't think I could deal with it. I
Yeah.
think today, if I was dating somebody and they cheated on me, I don't think I could get past it. I think I'd have to
It's
end it
tough.
because I
It's a
know
tough thing.
I would never fully get over it.
It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
Number 6, money, 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 money. Money, people. We know that one was coming up. I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's that far down the list.
Right.
I know. Jesus.
It's sad that it does because all right. I can picture and I can understand how money could be an issue, but like then again, I've seen many relationships in my family that like my parents and what my grandparents went through. They didn't have a lot of money, but yet these are long-term relationships. These are 60 years, 50 years relationships, and I think it comes down to the individuals. I mean, if that's enough to satisfy your you don't need the big house, you don't need the fancy car, you don't need the fancy jewelry, you don't need the $25,000 2-carat diamond ring, that you're just happy and content and in love, then money sometimes could be in that situation, wouldn't be a problem. But we live in America, and
I think money becomes an issue usually when it's like couples run into money problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's not usually like you guys got together and you've never really had a ton of money. You've just always gotten by. Those aren't the issues. It's we went from fine to now we're struggling with money.
Yeah.
That's where I think the issues come
Yeah,
in.
when you
Is
become
when you
become
start to,
accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and then all
or
of a
just when
sudden,
things are okay, when you aren't
yeah,
struggling, but then someone loses a job or someone's spending too much money or something, and now you're in an issue, or someone has a spending problem or something, and now you're in debt. Like
yeah,
usually it's when
Yeah.
you go from being okay to struggles appear, and
yeah. It
because
says it says researchers show that more than half of all couples enter marriages already in debt. So
well, yeah, because most Americans are in debt.
Getting for
Period.
effing
Yeah.
expensive.
That's normal. I mean,
Hey,
so many
I know
people
you
have
love me, but I
credit card
owe the
debt,
government
student loans.
$600,000.
Yeah,
You still want to
no.
marry me? And assume that that's the
You
thing
have
too.
you do have to take that into
Yeah,
consideration.
Oh,
And the thing is that like even with me, when you pursue a relationship, you want to make sure that your significant other is responsible financially, that you're not going to have to suddenly have to
yeah,
support them or
yeah,
cover their expenses or things of that nature. And I mean, when you get married, it's a combination of things depending on what what you agree
yeah,
to, basically. But with me, I'm like, you need to be able to maintain yourself financially. Whatever you have is yours. That's not
yeah,
mine. I'm not responsible for it. So
yeah.
don't make me responsible for
hmm
it. And
Yeah,
vice
that's what it
versa.
says
I'm
here.
not trying to make you responsible for anything with regards to me financially.
Yeah, it says it's
yeah,
wise to have a clear understanding with your partner about who's responsible for what in terms of money. A basic budget is simple to develop and can go a
Yes.
long way towards avoiding unnecessary arguments. And it says for tips on how to talk about money with your partner. And I'm not clicking that link.
yeah. Well, I think a lot. I mean, the thing is, when a lot of people come into it too, it's like a lot of people usually get married after college, and so a lot of people have student loan debt, and a lot of
True.
times it can be pretty high, and it's like it causes an issue when maybe one person doesn't have any debt, and then this other person is coming in with $100,000 student loans or 50,000 or whatever. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of money to pay off, and you can't bankrupt student loans, so it's an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it comes down to that. It comes down to that type of lifestyle too. And I mean, if you're dating someone that has expectations of the big glamorous house and the fancy cars and
Well, you know that from the beginning.
yeah,
So if you
yeah,
start dating somebody
yeah,
like that, that's you can't. You're asking someone to change how they are.
yeah. Number 7, trauma. Trauma. It says extreme pressure from trauma life events can cause stress in a relationship, the death of loved ones, financial strain, disease, diagnosis, clinical stress, past abuse, or anything else that you or your partner have endured can affect emotional or physical health. Don't shut your partner out. You're a team. Be there for each other, even though it's rough times. Trauma. Trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
the 3
The
that have
three of
been
us
in
won.
long-term relationships just said, "Yeah."
You
Mike
can't
Mike
joke about
Mike's
getting
just
on.
looking
There's
down at
no
his phone
fun in
going,
that.
What?
Fuck it." Yeah,
What was it?
trauma,
Sorry.
trauma.
Oh,
Yeah, Mike's like, "Oh, and how do you
No,
spell that?"
when your potential significant other has
Yeah,
experienced
yeah,
trauma in their life,
yeah,
and if they hide it from you, when you hide something like that, it comes out in other ways that may
yeah,
not necessarily be
yeah,
healthy and even toxic.
mm-hmm.
So,
Mm,
but then when do you share these things? Are
yeah,
these things going to be shocking to your mate? Is your mate going to freak out because you quite
yeah,
possibly
yeah,
experienced some of
yeah,
these things? There's
yeah,
so many questions.
yeah.
So you have to,
yeah.
if you're dealing
It's
with
a hard
somebody.
thing to navigate.
I think they should invent a trauma dating game where it's just every possible thing that can happen and just play the game with that person
If you've
first
ever
and
had
see
this
how they
happen
react.
to you,
And I think if you want to find out
Truth
how
or
someone is
trauma
with
or dare.
finances, and I think if you want to know how someone is with finance, play Monopoly with them. If they play Monopoly like shit, maybe that's somebody you don't want to fucking marry. If it's a guy that goes around trying to buy all the railroads, that's a guy you don't want to fucking marry. That guy's an idiot.
he keeps landing in jail. No.
He's getting in jail, asking to borrow $200 to get out. Number 8, I don't know about this one. Showing gratitude. You know, come on.
Okay, because you're a dick. You show
I love
gratitude. You
messing with
be
you.
grateful.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the little things, big
Everybody likes feeling
things.
appreciated for their effort. So,
Yes.
yeah, honey, you did a great job mopping that kitchen floor. Is that okay?
You're such a
I
fucker.
mean,
Make your own
wow.
sandwich.
This
I
sandwich is
kid.
this
I
sandwich is the
kid.
shit.
These whites are really white. Thank you for doing my laundry
Good.
today.
You know what? You're very
How'd you
welcome.
get
It
the
took a
stains
lot
out of
of
my underwear?
bleach to get that shit out of your underwear.
And why
I'm
are your
kidding.
socks sticky?
I'm kidding. I think, yeah, because we run into this situation where we've talked about it. It's not so much today than it was, say, 40 years ago, but a majority of women, still don't work, and they take care of the household.
A
Still
majority?
a small
What
percentage,
majority?
I think a
small percentage.
minority. It's called a minority, not
Yeah,
a
a minority,
majority,
and
a
I think, oh yeah,
minority.
well, they're still out there, and I can kind of understand how, like I was joking, oh, you did such a great job of washing that floor.
Mhm.
No, I mean,
He's
don't
gonna
approach
get
it
hate
that
mail.
way. Just maybe just
We all
going
laughed.
into it and just letting that
Pedal
person,
back.
yeah, scale back, maybe. Just letting that person know and appreciate them for keeping the house, in order. Not say clean, because that just makes them sound like a fucking maid, but
In order. So he's in order versus clean. How about, you know what? I'm so glad that we share these responsibilities.
oh,
Thank
sure.
you so much for cleaning up. I know that
Yeah,
you do a lot of things. I appreciate the fact that you did the dishes.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what? Things
yeah.
like that. But thank you. Remember, thank you for sharing the household responsibilities.
Sharing.
Yes, sharing is
Uh,
Sharing is
caring.
caring.
Thank you for sharing the household
mm,
Say it, Johnny.
no, no. I don't understand. I don't even know how to
I
spell
don't
that word.
understand. He's like, I don't
I don't even know how to
understand.
spell that word. No, yes, it is important to just to acknowledge that they're doing a great job. I'm not, you don't go around patting your wife in the back, but just letting her know you appreciate everything that she does, or to keep a clean and orderly house, and thank you for making sure our kids get up every day, and because some guys are
Well,
already left
yes.
for work. Yeah, just
But you
letting
can get
him
out of
or her.
you can
I'll
get
be
out of the
honest,
50s.
him or her, that there are a lot of guys that are choosing to stay home and raise the kids these days. So,
Exactly.
you know,
Thank you for acknowledging that.
yeah, I don't know about those guys. Number
Yes.
9, children, children. Parenting can be very difficult if you
Really?
haven't developed. Yeah, it's a bitch. Plan on a firm commitment to stick to each other. Basically, and this is something, and I'll be honest, because uh, Jennifer's probably been down this road. Deana, you too as well. Myself, but not Mike so much. But we have different ways that we want to raise our kids. No matter how much you love each other, you have a certain way that you want to discipline your kids, and she may have a different way that she wants to discipline her kids. And so I've run into this situation, where I was raised a lot different than Katrina was. Katrina came from a strict Jehovah Witness family, so it was a lot different than my way I was
Catholic
raised as a Catholic.
family.
So, this is a big issue, and we've talked about this before, and it's something I think a lot of couples nowadays, with a lot of mixed interracial couples and different religions and stuff like that. I think it's important that you have that discussion with each other before you have children. Hey, not wait until the child is born and say, well, this child's being baptized. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, wait a minute. I'm not Catholic. Why do I want my child to be? Then you run into this argument that you should have had, you know, before you had children, and now you have a child, and now you've created a whole thing that is, you could destroy your relationship, your marriage. So
Yeah, that's important because you know what? You need to agree with the vessel that just squeezed the child out of her vagina.
Yes.
no, I think both
No, you
both
No,
need to
people have
agree
especially in
both.
their
the
No,
thoughts.
when you
vessel
are
that
a parent,
squeezed
I
the
don't care who
child
had the
out of
kid.
the
I don't care who had the kid.
vagina.
I don't care that she had the
You
kid.
have to agree.
You still have a responsibility as a parent, and you should have made that decision prior to that child being born. If
I'm
you are
saying the
Catholic,
same thing.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
need to
yeah,
agree with
yeah,
whomever you choose to
yeah,
put sperm
yeah,
up
yeah,
the
yeah. Oh, I
vessel.
thought you were talking about, the other thing coming out.
No, no, that you need to pick, you
Yeah.
need to get with a person
So
that has
yeah,
the same beliefs.
yeah, it's hard. You can't choose who you fall in love with. You're going to fall in love with whoever you fall in love with, and that person may, like I said, that person you may be Catholic, and that person may be a Christian, may or
Jehovah's
a
Witness
Jehovah's Witness, or a Sikh,
who don't believe in
yeah,
child baptism because
yeah.
it's
So
forced upon the child.
I can see how this can really kind of fuck up
Yes,
a relationship, and I think that's
absolutely.
important to have those discussions prior to those situations because there's nothing worse. Now you got a kid involved, and all of a sudden
Mhm.
now, and it just gets worse because as the child gets older, like I said, you have a certain way that you want to raise that child or discipline that child, but she may not have the same ideas. Hey, I was
You
always
have,
raised.
if there's
Yeah,
conflicting,
yeah,
if there's conflicting emotions and thoughts in those, in that particular category, my recommendation is don't get involved. It doesn't, you know what, that's going to cause trauma, and it's going to cause fights, and it's going
yeah,
to cause
yeah,
stress and possibly divorce. I
yeah.
would not
Yeah.
recommend it.
Yeah, Mike's staying out of the kid ones. I
I
got
have
nothing.
my kids
Mike's, I got
I don't.
nothing.
I
I
don't
got
have any
nothing.
kids that I know about, so
that I
All
know
I
of.
I'm
know is
not sure.
Mike's all I know is where they come from and how you make them. That's all. You
so
got you.
Okay,
There you
moving on.
go. Number 10. I like number 10. Keep things exciting.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep things
absolutely. We already
exciting.
covered that with the whole
that
sex
was
positions and
yeah,
stuff.
but that's not
yeah.
even just sex. That's not
Yeah,
just talking about
yeah,
sex.
yeah. It's relationships
Because
are
if you all you keep exciting is your sex life, your marriage is going to end.
yeah. It's just
Yeah,
you
You,
Are you
need to
talking
put
about
in
trips and
yeah.
I'm talking
getaways?
about stuff outside of
Yeah.
sex matters more to the
Yeah, like taking
relationship.
out the garbage once in a
Yeah.
while.
I
You need to
think
You're
put
I
a
some
think an
moron.
exciting life
you shoot
together
eye roll signal.
outside of sex can make a marriage last more than
sex.
if you just have an exciting sex life but not an exciting life.
Yeah,
That's probably going to end eventually. But if the sex isn't like maybe so exciting, but the rest of the life is you keep that exciting, you guys do things together and stuff like that. I think that matters more than just always trying to come up with a new sex position.
I
Oh,
got a new one,
Mike,
honey.
being
I got a new one.
sensitive.
It
I
says,
Always
can't. I am
yeah,
sensitive. What do you
sensitive.
mean? You guys make me sound like I'm just some dog.
it says
Some
here you need to
dog.
put in the time and effort to keep the romance alive and stay
Yes,
See,
engaged with your partner. If you feel like your
absolutely.
relationship is in a rut, plan something different to help spice things up. So yeah, I mean, like Mike's saying, hey, if things are getting, it doesn't have to always be about sex, but if with us guys, it does. Even when we try to make things like, like, oh, she really
Mike,
needs a
you're not a
vacation.
guy.
It's like
yeah,
with,
vacation.
it's like
with,
we need a vacation. The guy's always
Yeah,
thinking about which hotel, which is the best way to have sex. We're gonna have some
no.
private time. It always comes down to it. But yeah, it's
for
just
you.
most guys.
Maybe.
I don't like 11 because
What?
Jennifer already brought it up. Battling over chores.
It shouldn't be a battle. It should be something that's respected and shared.
Okay.
Yeah, like the man takes out the trash. I mean, if we're getting technical,
Yeah. Yeah.
mow my lawn. Just kidding.
Many people struggle
Oh
with
my god.
responsibility.
Please rinse
See,
off your
it's
fucking
not
dish.
even the first
Put it in the
sentence.
dishwasher.
The first sentence says it all. It says many people struggle over responsibilities at home. If you start feeling, I'm sorry, I gotta laugh. If you start to feel,
Like,
no, you're gonna read that.
go
Uh,
ahead. Go ahead.
What's it say?
it says let your partner know you need help. Be specific with what you want. And this is important. Resist the urge to correct how the accomplish the task.
Yeah,
So,
in parentheses it should say for the women. That's why.
Oh
That's
my!
why God made Adam before Eve because he didn't want any input on how to do it.
yeah,
Wait,
That's why he got rid of Lilith. That's why,
That's why God made Adam before Eve, because he didn't want any input on how to do it.
Oh, fuck you. Oh.
I'm using that one later. That's good.
It's because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, women love to put input on how a guy's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And men love to mansplain.
Here you go. This is the only
And men
thing
love the
you're
what?
doing by reloading.
Mansplain.
Yeah.
Mansplain.
That's a
Yes.
two-way street, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys complicate things and make us feel stupid.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Let's be honest.
It's that.
We both do it. We both do it.
We all have our
especially
issues, yeah.
when someone does something that you normally do in the house, and they do it
Yeah,
a
and they do it
different way.
wrong.
Yeah, that's not how I do. That's not how I, or like Mike would say to his girlfriend, that's not how I tie off the bag of garbage before I take it outside.
No, see, I'm not that type of person. I would just be
I'm
like,
just saying.
Okay,
here,
then do
I'll
it
just be like,
Yeah.
like, here, babe, let me do it. Like,
Well,
I don't,
Good.
not
we
gonna
all
make her
know
feel bad
how
about it. Like,
anal
oh, you're
I
doing
am.
that wrong.
Yeah. We all know how anal I am about how things are put in the
Yes,
dishwasher.
you and your butt beads.
Okay. No.
No,
There's a certain way that I still get mad at people. I appreciate the help of putting the dishes in the dishwasher, but I have a way of doing it, and that's the way I want it
Yeah,
done.
see, that's
especially-
one of those little things you just gotta let go.
I
Yes.
can't because I'm going to
Just
be
let
the
it go.
one. I'm going to be the one emptying the dishwasher. I'm always thinking about the emptying part and how the
So
inconvenience.
selfish.
So
You
don't
would hate
put
how
all
I
the
load the
fork-
dishwasher.
So put all the
It changes every time.
No, that's fine. The dishes part, I get that part. Cups on top, blah blah blah. But I hate the fact that you bunch forks and knives and spoons together. There are four
Piece of shit.
compartments.
That
There are four
peeve.
compartments. Put the forks in one, put the spoons in one, put the
Nah.
other side spoons in the other one, and put the knives in the other one.
I think you need to have this conversation
So,
with
but
your
when,
potential as
but
well.
see, now think
That's
about it.
just,
For me,
that's just
for
one of
me,
those
I
little
don't
things
like-
you should let go.
Yeah, for
It's
me
anal as
is
fuck.
I want to get that dishwasher empty as quickly as possible. And now that I have the finger, and again, touching my silverware over and over again to move it from place to place when I should be able to just grab it once, take it out, and put it in the one special
Are they
Ladies,
spot.
are the silverware supposed to go up or upside down?
Up.
Okay.
What, the
Except for knives.
forks?
Just all of them.
Forks go up, knives go down.
Yeah, knives go down.
Well, yeah, the sharp knives obviously go
Yeah,
down. Yeah,
yeah.
that's dangerous.
You
as
don't
fuck,
stab
but-
yourself.
So what, as far as chores, share them. Don't be picky. Don't try to get them to do them their way. Just be happy
Well,
that they're doing them.
That's a relatively
Exactly.
like, I mean, because drawn like your parents' generation, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot less women worked, and
Yeah.
so they usually took care of the house. So that was not like a normal
Easy.
thing.
Jennifer already ripped me a new butthole.
Yeah, okay, but you can't
Yeah.
argue that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most women your mom's age would say that's
Yeah.
how it was.
Yeah.
A lot of women didn't work. Women usually stayed. More women stayed home. Majority of women stayed home.
The only chore my mom didn't do in the house was mop the floor. That was my dad's thing. My dad felt like that was something he was going to do for her in the house, and he always mopped the floors in the house, and that was his thing. He would wait till she went to bed, and he would mop the floor.
That's so nice.
Huh?
Yeah, that was the only thing. 12, trust. Yeah. Trust is one of the most important
Trust is
aspects.
overrated.
I like it.
I think
Trust.
trust is important.
Yeah,
You
that's a
got to be
thing.
able to trust the person that's sleeping next to you, that they don't
If you
kill
don't
in
trust
your
that
sleep.
person, that relationship's going to end at some point.
Especially if her last name is Bobbitt. Really.
Okay, she had every right to chop
See,
that motherfucker
classic. She bullshit. She did. Classic example of women coming up with fucked up ways to fuck up our lives.
She could have put it in a blender.
You could have just left the guy. There is a such thing as called as packing your bags and leaving.
This is true. This is
Anger.
true.
She
But
has
there's
anger.
also
She has
driving
anger
somebody
issues.
fucking insane too.
Yeah.
Pack your bags and leave.
Let me read this. It says trust is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. If you're questioning whether you are not you're a trusted, if you are questioning whether or not you can trust your partner, calmly yet firmly ask them, is there a reason for concern? Do I
'cause
need
they're
to
gonna
worry
be
about you
100%
fucking my
honest with
sister?
you.
Are you going to fuck my sister?
You caught me. I was fucking the mailman. Like, sure.
Sorry, hon. Forgive me.
Oh my goodness.
I doubled. Never. I'm not going to go there. It says the good news is that you can overcome trust issues in a relationship. Yeah, sure, I guess.
It takes a really
We
long
know you
fucking
can.
Yeah,
time.
that ain't easy. That ain't easy.
No.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's
You
yeah.
can
I
overcome
guess
them
you
if
could.
if the trust wasn't broke and you just are having an issue with it.
I mean, in today's world, you can because you have all these types of secret surveillance equipment that you can put in your cars.
Yeah, you can
I
spy on
know.
them, find out if they're trustworthy or not.
He's like,
Oh, I
AirTag.
got over it all right. I packed my bags and left.
Tell her she's got to wear an AirTag on her
Oh
fucking bra
god.
so you can
An air
track.
tag on her bra. Come on. Just put
Wow.
it in her purse.
I trust you, but
God.
I
Just
trust
put it
you,
in the
but wear
bottom of
this
her
AirTag.
purse.
Johnny,
Never
your
touch a
theme
woman's purse.
your theme song
If you're
should
trying to
be
put
the
an AirTag in it,
police's
you do.
every breath you take.
Every breath you
Put a
take.
tracker on the car.
Yeah, tracker on the car. You can track her
Joint
phone.
cell phone
Okay.
account.
Turn the tracking device on
Okay,
her
we
cell
don't
phone.
encourage this, nor do we recommend these things.
It sounds like
Oh no! If you think someone's cheating on you, we definitely encourage it.
Yeah.
No.
If you hell yeah, we do. If you think you're being cheated on,
You know what? You will find out
get
your
your
stuff, but don't
get
be
your Magnum
psycho.
PI on.
Yeah,
Magnum PI.
that's a good episode for a future show as well as how to go about the
Catching your cheating mate.
how you deal with
You've
it.
got to
how
turn into a
different-
spy.
Yeah.
My,
Don't go
he's
looking
like,
They're not going to
You
tell
want
the
to hide.
my
truth.
name is
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
Even the
Yeah,
guys that get caught on that TV show try to fucking get out of it. It's fucking
Cheaters.
hilarious.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fucking
that's just
hilarious, dude.
hilarious.
The dude is showing
No,
you
it ain't what it
video.
looks like. I'm just in a car with a strange woman. Or I'm just
Yeah.
coming out of a hotel room with this other woman. Yeah, it's
Oh.
not at all what it looks like. We were just being
I
honest.
was buying drugs.
I went into the wrong hotel room. I got
We were
14
just
and
playing
15 mixed
Uno.
up.
It's totally harmless.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure.
There's a Dungeons and Dragons. There's a D&D group here.
Everyone just
I think
left.
let's all agree though trust should be a little bit higher on this list than 12.
Well,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, trust should be a little
I
bit
think
higher.
trust should have been above money.
Yeah, trust should have been above money. I do, because you have to trust
I
someone
agree.
with your money.
It should be
Exactly.
communication, trust, money.
Yeah.
Trust money.
Communication, trust,
Yeah.
and then money.
Yeah.
Okay.
13, safety. Feeling
Oh,
safe in a
yes.
relationship is important. Verbal, emotional, and physical abuse cannot be tolerated. Any form of abuse should be taken seriously and addressed immediately. If
Call
need
the
help,
cops.
if you need help, then it gives me a link to click on
Popo.
the National
Call
Domestic
the
Violence
50.
Hotline. Yeah. Do we need to touch on that one at all?
That's
No.
hard because
Yeah.
anybody that's in an abusive relationship, sometimes as a female, it's very difficult to get out of an abusive relationship.
It sucks. You
But
get
sometimes the verbal ones can be the worst because they
abuse
feel like since it's not physical, it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's not so bad.
It's
It
not
can be
that
way
bad
worse.
because
Exactly.
it's not
That's
physical.
not okay either.
And that's it's just
Abuse is abuse.
Abuse is
Yeah.
abuse, no
No,
matter
it
which
is.
form of it. Yeah. Number 14, change in life goals. This is kind of a big one because, when you are in a relationship with someone for a long period of time, you're married 10, 15, 20 years, things are going to change. They may get job promotions, start making more money, start treating you a little bit differently because you make less money, and on and on and on. But it says goals are important, and when two people in a relationship are aligned in terms of what they want out of life, it can be a wonderful. Sometimes, however, goals change. If you and your partner can't get on the same page with what you both want in the future, it can cause problems. Talking about your goals and being realistic about what each of you want, it will be important throughout the duration of your relationship. Correct? You all good with that one? You're all good with that
How
one?
many more do we got, dude?
There's one left. Number
Okay,
15.
cool.
Yep, 15 is the last one. Same fight, different day.
Oh yeah, you gotta get through the fight, deal with it, get it resolved one way or
Yeah,
another.
just get it resolved.
Just
Don't have the same fight.
not over and over and
continually.
over and over and over because that just no.
You called me this 15 years ago.
Yeah, no.
that fight.
deal with it, address it.
I've seen where the pause thing. I get it. Maybe it works for certain people, but like getting into a fight and it starts to get really heated, and then they just like, okay, pause. And it's like, would they come back to it like 2 days later? I'm like, dude, what the
Okay,
fuck
no, a
is
pause.
that?
That's why you have to have rules to abide on. The pause is for 20 minutes. The pause is for a
Yeah,
half an hour, and then you come
Yeah,
back and you fucking
yeah,
exactly.
discuss
The
it.
pause is
You don't
not
you don't
to
it's
the
not for
next day.
days or for weeks. The pause is if there's a situation, take a breather, come back and fucking talk about it.
yeah. It's the old saying that our grandparents and great grandparents said: "Never go to bed angry. Never go to bed
Mhm.
angry." And that's
You,
just
you can
that's
be you
stuck.
can be mad, but
Yeah,
you just
not
will need
angry.
to get
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
mad and angry. Or yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we've helped a lot of people
Oh
today.
yeah.
I hope, maybe, possibly.
Ah,
Yeah.
A little
we
bit.
helped a lot about, be
If
careful
we
at work.
helped you, you need some therapy.
I need to seek
I would
counsel.
highly
You
recommend
you need to seek
contacting
a
your
you
medical
need to seek
benefits.
a professional.
See what kind of psychiatry
We are the
options you
Yeah,
have.
opposite
yeah.
of
No, but
professional.
see, the difference is between our experiences. And I think
Yes.
that's the difference between seeing a psychiatrist. He's going through a book. Maybe he may have some life experiences that he can share to someone about that situation. But
Yes.
basically he's going off of a textbook that he read in college 15 years ago, where we're sharing, experiences, our experiences in life, and how we dealt with
Well,
different
yes.
situations. And I think that's what helps a lot of people, because we're not textbook. We're not people in textbooks. We're living, breathing people that have emotions, desires, need, all that stuff. So I think hearing someone's experiences and how they settled a situation helps, especially,
Well, yes. Yes. It's
yeah,
good to
yeah,
have common ground, and it's
yeah,
definitely
common
good to
ground.
have
And we've
it's good to
all,
have examples of people who've
yeah,
experienced it. What
yeah,
I've seen though with therapists, and I know what you're saying, Johnny, is
yeah,
that I've been fortunate to have therapists that have been therapists for 20, 30
yeah,
years, and their experience with the couples and people that they've worked for have
Mhm.
helped them and developed them to be specialists with to help you. So they're not
yeah,
just taking it from textbooks, they're taking it from the cases and cases and
yeah,
cases of people that they've helped with the use of textbook knowledge, but
yeah,
also the human side.
yeah. I get that. I get that. So keep it in your pants at work,
Yes.
basically. Number one. And try these things, do what we talked about as far as keeping a relationship going and things to avoid. Take out the trash. What else, Mike? Throw one out there. Come on. Household
What?
chore you can help the wife with real quick.
Jeez, you can do
Like,
anything. Leave the dishes.
He's like, yeah, wipe the counter, sweep the
wipe the
floor,
counter, sweep the floor,
vacuum, clean the
vacuum.
toilet.
Clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
fuck.
clean.
And don't slap your wife in the ass and tell her she's doing a great job, cleaning the
Unless she
kitchen.
likes that.
Bullshit.
Unless she likes
Bullshit.
it. I knew
If you don't
Jennifer
like
was going
if
to
you don't like that, we can't date.
Exactly.
Hey, what a way to
Fuck outta
fucking
here.
do those dishes.
Good job, babe. Yes.
All right.
You're
All
scrubbing
right.
the shit out of that pan, babe.
Yes.
Nice
Hey,
ass, by the way.
we've talked about people that have that fetish, that just, they need to see people cleaning, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
No.
Okay, whatever, Johnny. You and
No,
your weird
it's
shit.
out there. It's a
Yeah, you and
fetish
your
of
weird
It is
people
a
penis.
fetish.
cleaning. Yeah.
So,
All right,
the
guys, we
perfect
are out
wife
of here.
costume is a thing. Real
It was-
quick, the perfect wife costume is a maid outfit with a ball gag. I told you, I
Yeah.
worked at a novelty
Yep.
sex store.
Everybody likes to be paddled in the kitchen now and then.
Oh Jesus.
Lord.
All right.
All right, guys.
God.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody, for joining us. We'll see everybody next Friday. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Deana. Thank you, Jennifer. Peace and out,
Thanks,
people.
guys.
Bye.
Does your mom